the world mind keep their word? Is the warlock close now? Sinister machines, I celebrate their destruction. It is less satisfying when they are machines. I will not hold back. They have redeemed themselves as far as I am concerned. They are a tremendous ally. They wield such awesome power. Bah! They are no challenge in this state. Good! Destroyed! Ha ha ha! Another one! You have been broken, fiend! Pulverized! An additional challenger defeated! Barely a challenge! You underestimate me no more! Yeah! You are almost a worthy adversary. Another one vanquished! It lives no longer! Quelled another one! We must destroy the cores! Tear out their insides! Cut them open! My blows bounce off the jelly! My hands are filled with jelly, yet the creature lives! Tearing flesh from its bones appears to do nothing! The creature mocks us with its regenerative jiggling! We are being overrun! The big one has thrown mines! Be wary, the big one has mines! Watch the large one's explosives! Incoming explosives! The monster is weak! This is our chance! Watch out! These arms are vulnerable! They are stronger than they look! Their numbers dwindle! I have destroyed another! It died well! They will fear us! Cease your senseless jiggling! This jelly no longer jiggles! I have crushed the gel thing's inner core! Another gel be smashed! The jelly was unprepared for its reckoning! I have decimated a gelatinous mass! Another gelatinoid obliterated! One less jelly to annoy us! I have killed your mate! Ah! Ha 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 ha! At last, the tentacled monster falls! That was a worthy opponent, my friends! A worthy challenge completed! The cat monster has taken its last breath! We have held the tentacled beast! The great beast shall prowl no more! We have defeated the monster cat! What is next, Peter Quill? I am primed to destroy! Peter Quill, unleash me onto these fools! My great strength goes underutilized! Its weakness is exposed! Perish! Face me! Prepare yourself, fiend! Feel my wrath! Die! Welcome, death! I will end you! Prepare for pain! Destroy! Death has come! I will enjoy this! No mercy! Your end is now! With fervor! Die with honor! Make your peace! With pleasure! Meet your maker! I shall break their bones! You struggle in vain! Bring them to me! I can punch forever! Good! I was beginning to grow complacent! Let the destroying continue! Our victory is assured! Yeah! It will regret this moment of weakness! This one is primed for punishment! He is weakened! Attack! Ah ha ha ha! He is broken! Now is our opportunity! Now is the time to strike! Let us finish this! You have caused us consternation, but no longer! Well assisted, Peter Quill! Let us resume at full force! The tiny one requires aid, Peter Quill! The rodent has fallen! Peter Quill, the little one seeks attention! The assassin has proved fallible! Peter Quill, we have lost an ally! The assassin has fallen! Do not worry, the burning sensation will fade soon! Beware their spray, Peter Quill! The creature's mucus is troublesome, Peter Quill! Take caution you are not inhibited by the goo! Your rear is unguarded, Peter Quill! Take heed! They approach from behind! Beware, Peter Quill! Peter Quill, I have it pinned down and seek your aid to finish this! Over here, Peter Quill, he is at our mercy! This squishy foe has been thoroughly squished! Punch through your enemy like I did! Do not get back up or I will punch you again! I have tenderized this one to a pulp! have engulfed Peter Quill in darkness. The cursed eye is the source of his black magic. Peter Quill cannot see. The wizard has cursed our leader. Slay his magic eye. Foul eye, return Peter Quill's vision. Peter Quill has fallen under the eye's spell. The evil eye has blinded Peter Quill. Gladly, I shall enjoy this. Ha! The flying one has been grounded. Well done, he shall fly no more. Well executed, his end draws near. The assassin has sabotaged the large one's equipment. The mechanical beast is running out of limbs. Well done, you two, a tactfully executed maneuver. Well struck, that tail will no longer be a problem. The beast is not so fearsome without its tail. Watch out for the icicle tail. Its tail is rimming with ice. Best keep your distance. Beware the ice cat's posterior. Move or be frozen, Peter Quill. The monster is healing himself. We must strike the large one with more force. This one's defenses are formidable. This adversary is well fortified. This foe will not break so easily. Our blows seem insignificant. This one mocks our every effort. This is infuriating. He will not bend. What are these lights obscuring my vision? I seem to be bleeding my own blood. Peter Quill, I would value some assistance. I am having some difficulty. I would not dismiss some aid. My limits are being tested. This battle is proving too worthy. I require your help, Peter Quill. I must hold on. I am wounded. Quill, I need assistance. We have incoming bugs to crush. These vermin are relentless. Vile cretins, your increased numbers mean nothing. The vermin persist. The scourge grows in numbers. The crawling ones emerge. I have the beast in my grasp. Now is your chance. Quickly, Peter Quill, while I have the beast pinned down. Give the worms a wide berth, Peter Quill. Your Terran frame is too fragile to engage so closely. Death by explosion is truly the greatest death. The creature exploded in your face. This battle was satisfactory. You proved unworthy. I have earned my name today. Yes, I am enjoying myself. You could not have done that, assassin. The final kill goes to me. Are there none left to fight? Enjoy the honor of your death. My bloodlust is sated for the present. I look forward to our next encounter. Peter Quill, he is trying to worm away. I have caught him. Help me teach him a lesson. Their appearance is grotesque. This will require a concerted effort. Its pitiful existence has ended. I cannot help you. No! What? The assassin concedes requiring aid. We have incapacitated the machine. First it lost its arms. Next it will lose its life. Their visage invites punching. A more focused strike is in order. It plans an attack from above. The beast prepares to leap. It is readying itself for a hostile leap. The sorcerer amplifies their power. Beware, that one grows stronger. That one is under a violent spell. Beware. Behold, that one has gone berserk. Unnatural strength rages in that one. That warrior is filled with strength. Stand back. He is ensorcelled. Beware the bolstered attacks. I am not accustomed to being vulnerable. I apologize for my carelessness. Thank you, Peter Quill. I seek vengeance. I will not be bested so easily. I am in your debt, Peter Quill. We shall make his fall permanent. Caution! Take heed! Hold fast! Incoming attack! Stand ready! Brace yourself! I am in your debt, Peter Quill. Our foes shall regret this insult. I shall not falter again. I seek revenge. My vengeance shall be brutal. The beast is stunned by our merciless teamwork. It is dazed by our fortuitous cooperation. No, not now. I am busy. Let us deal the final blow. The rodent is being overwhelmed. Most excellent use of your frosty sorcery, Peter Quill. Tremendously quick shooting, Peter Quill. The enemy proves persistent. I shall. Agreed. Very well. The vile contraption has wrestled out of my grasp. The cursed mechanism has broken free. Their miserable lives will be brief. The Centurion prepares to fire. He is channeling the Nova Force. Beware the Centurion's enchanted bolt. Most acceptable. Let the squashing begin. We were not quick enough. The Ice Kitten runs amok. The beast is far more elusive than anticipated. Shooting that one will only make things worse. Firing upon that one will only cause us harm. Do not attack. That one will retaliate tenfold. Beware. That warrior will punish us if we attack. He is cursed. Do not attack or we will also be cursed. Peter Quill, you must not shoot the enchanted one. Do not shoot him. It will lash out with vile magic. That target requires precision. Remove the shield. I cannot penetrate it. That barrier will only fall with a critical strike. The electrifying enchanter's spells irritate me. The sorcerer's buzzing words are persistent. The wizard's distractions test my patience. I will stomp these pathetic creatures. Get back here, foul renegade. You will not get away from me that easy, traitor. It comes from below. Look out, beneath you. It attacks from beneath. Unhand me, lest you seek destruction. Peter Quill, I require your aid. I have been seized. It is too fast. Where did it go? It needs to be ensnared. The Centurion is quick and elevated. I cannot reach the flying traitor. When I get near, the Centurion flies away. The jelly is charging. Stay away from its sharp edges. Spikes are incoming. I have crushed the tiny blob. I find great delight in the way these creatures burst. These blobs are merely a distraction. These pustules are no match for the destroyer. Their ocular cavities are weak. These orbs deflate underfoot. I have crushed another mass of eyeballs. This peon was no match for my blades. Another Hellraiser defeated. This one has become monster food. I expected more from someone who served Lady Hellbender. Stay down, hell scum. Another Hellraiser who shall not raise hell again. This Hellraiser has become hell scum. The great worm reels. Mind the worm's flailing. Move out of the worm's way. Only one left to destroy. You must hit, not be hit. Consider this a lesson. You must dodge the tail, Peter Quill. Ponder your tactical error as you thaw, Peter Quill. Beware the slug's projectile. The worm prepares its caustic secretions. The worm will expel its poison. This larva has been thoroughly kicked. Cease your incessant squirming. This creature's death cry is like a Catathian lullaby. Your slothfulness was your undoing. You shall spit no more, vile thing. I have felled this grotesque creature. The fewer spores you breathe in, the better. Peter Quill, it is best to avoid the creature's breath. Stay away from its wafting exhalations. The flying one weaves a spell. The floating one restores his companions. Look, the sorcerer heals his ilk. Foul magic, the sorcerer is healing the others. Do not let the flying one mend his team. The sorcerer protects the rest. Your magic will not save them, wizard. These worms should be no match for you, Peter Quill. Release our leader at once. I suggest evading the worm's advances in the future. Perhaps you should avoid that electrical wizardry. When possible, circumvent electrical hazards. It is best to avoid the levitating pods, Peter Quill. Ha! You thought you had too many arms to break. This squishy foe has been thoroughly squished. Punch through your enemy like I did. Do not get back up or I will punch you again. I wish I had beaten this one with its own tentacles. The ugly beast with tentacles is dead. I have tenderized this one to a pulp. You have my gratitude. My thanks. You will pay for this. Revenge is mine. Ah! Look, he conjures a cursed eye. The flying one summons an evil eye. Beware, he summons his foul eye. The wizard calls for his evil eye. Be cautious, he summons the eye. The sorcerer is manifesting his magic eye. Be vigilant, he calls for the eye of darkness. The rodent requires our assistance. They have seized the rodent. Do not let them convert him. Peter Quill, the assassin is in trouble. Release her at once or face the destroyer. Catch! Move aside! Clear the way! Feel my might! Ah! Beware! The scent of fresh blood draws more creatures to us! Our battle cries have summoned more beasts! These extra creatures will be no match for my knives! Additional demons threaten our perimeter! Fresh monsters arrive for us to shred! More abominations come to test our might! Further beasts for us to annihilate! I lament that I cannot kill that one again! The pointy creature has succumbed to my wrath! I will tear the ribbons from its head as a symbol of dominance! Sleep now, pointy beast! Its hardened exterior was no match for my own! The hardened beast moves no more! Its armored exterior proved its limits! I have vanquished this Nova Corps traitor with my fists! Another crazed Nova Corps soldier down! Ah! The purple glow does not make their skulls harder to crack! His insanity has been silenced! Another fevered trooper now runs cold! You shall not wield the Nova Force again, traitor! This dazed fool will no longer sully the Nova Corps! Very efficient! Ha 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 ha! Well done! A glorious challenge! Hellraisers keep coming! Lady Hellbender's army is endless! More Hellraisers for us to vanquish! This Hellbender fodder grows tiresome! I will show this latest wave true pain! Peter Quill, additional troops arrive! A new wave of her minions makes this a worthy challenge! Your assistance is welcome! Very resourceful! Now we have a fight! We have more foes to vanquish! More adversaries approach! Thankfully, this battle has not yet concluded! Stand fast! More attackers approach! This conflict is not yet over! Ah ha ha! More are eager to face my fists! The Centurion will torment us no more! Even though he was addled, the Centurion proved a venerable foe! Ha! Die, traitorous Centurion! The mad Centurion is dead! Peter Quill has fallen! Safe passage to Ultath, Peter Quill! Our great leader has perished! Astounding! Loud, but effective! A welcome surprise! Impressive, tiny rodent! You are quite deadly despite your meager size! I have slain a believer! Another cultist quelled! Belief in the matriarch could not save this one! Another promise destroyed! His belief could not save him from death! My fists have quelled a believer! He is free of his madness now! My might is boundless! They will fear me! I am quite ferocious. It was quite satisfying. Another unit of Nova Corps traitors! More defectors are joining their ranks! More Nova Corps defectors are coming! The deserters have called for reinforcements! Another wave of ensorcelled Nova Corps men approaches! More traitorous Nova Corps scum for us to exterminate! Peter Quill, more defectors have arrived! Very good killing, assassin! I will admit, her sword skills are most impressive! The great beast falters! My mighty blows have confounded the creature! The jagged creature grows weak! It is time to end you, great beast! Your sharp edges have grown dull, pointy one! The creature's suffering will soon be ended. Let us make quick work of this one. Commendable, Peter Quill! A most triumphant kill, Peter Quill! The robot's gears have stopped turning! Yes, we have destroyed the giant robot! This hulking brute failed to meet our match! The robot priest has fallen to our might! Ah, more of these church fools for us to break! Peter Quill, more cultists arrive for us to kill! Beware! Additional zealots are coming our way! New fiends arrive to meet their doom! There are incoming fanatics looking to get maimed! The church has sent additional forces! More zealots! We shall send them to Sarduth! Well exploded, little rodent! The pustules provide little challenge. These meager foes are no match for you, Peter Quill! We have wrestled the beast down to its last breath! The fungal feline is dead! We have vanquished the spore-infested monster! The fungal cat monster was no match for us! Your boasts are most up, furry one! It is the viscous puddle of victory! Your enthusiasm for killing bugs is infectious, Peter Quill! They should have stayed in their hole! Their appearance is grotesque! The way you kill these peons is impressive, furry one! Continue shooting until there are no more, rodent! Its pitiful existence has ended! Excellent work expediting the jiggling vermin, rodent! Let us pulverize the deserters! Their visage invites punching! Do not take credit for our work, rodent! I will show them the error of their ways! A well-earned victory, tiny one! That soldier was delirious, but now he is dead! Their numbers do not concern me! Ah, it has learned its final lesson! Indeed, the deserter soars above us no longer! Point me to the next one I must maul! The beast's shell reverberates quite pleasantly! These zealots do not fear dying! We must show them the error of their ways, permanently! The infernal contraption has ended its life cycle! These fools are gluttons for punishment! The corpse's odor is pungent, but not unpleasant! I shall delight in breaking these foul beasts! The assassin's blade makes short work of these weaklings! It would seem Lady Hellbender wishes to test our mettle! The blobs are no match for your sword, assassin! I will crush the helmets off their heads! We were merciless to that beast! I have no issue with clobbering a man of the cloth! Aggression is often the best protection! Superb agility, assassin! They do not fall with ease! These fanatics only understand violence! May it rust here for eternity! The odorous creature has sprouted its last spore! Tear their heads off, Peter Quill! I am not sure, but I am sure that you have crushed it! The beast did not go down gently! These renegades are relentless! Well done, Peter Quill! These deluded souls do not know when to quit! The robot met its logical demise! You mean we killed the fungal feline, Peter Quill? The sorcerer is dead! I have slain the magician! No more spells for that wizard! Ha! Die, Faith Wizard! The sorcerer will torment us no more! The magician has fallen! Your sorcerer's tricks could not save you! A clean kill! Then he should be the first to die! More treachery! Peter Quill succumbs to vile magic! Our enemies grow stronger! The wizard gives them power! You have ended the holy man's life! And he will suffer for it! Curse this church and their vile tricks! Enough of its treachery! The Flying One empowers them with faith! The sorcerer fills them with faith energy! He is also dead! We must destroy the cursed sphere! The gargantuan droid is also a sizable threat! I relish the idea of conquering the dastardly device! My knuckles fail to crack its metallic carapace! Lady Hellbender sent her strongest men to test us! These foes have a magnificent propensity for pain! Punch for punch, Lady Hellbender's foes are formidable! The hovering shaman is blessing his flock! Our foes laugh as their shaman compels them! The witch doctor elevates our challenge in combat! The beast's hardened exterior cannot be breached! The beast's inborn aegis provides a fulfilling challenge! A wicked wrapping to its encasement appears futile! The spore-riddled cat has no apparent weaknesses! The beast's hardened exterior is quite vexing. How do I incapacitate the beast if we cannot hurt it? Ground this traitor that I may bash his skull! The solution is simple. We must take it out first. I believe the electrical thaumaturge is a priority. He would be far less robust if we attacked together. The shaman must be dealt with immediately. Upend the beast that I may slice into its soft belly. Inverting the putrid feline will expose its weakness. The outer muck is only a distraction from its nucleus. I also require the grounding of this renegade. The contraption cannot predict our merciless unity. The traitor must feel the brunt of our cooperation. These hellions are a mere test of our synergy. The ecclesiastic must be thwarted post-haste. Attack the stomach. We must get beneath it. The rodent called it Stumpy. Its stomach may be the key. The prickly interior must be shattered. The coward must be forced to land. It is as venerable as it is large. We must break it. I agree. The electric-wielding corpsman must perish next. I am unsure, but we must make him our priority. We must eliminate their medicinal conduit. Its outer shell does not extend to its undercarriage. Its stomach appears soft and punishable. Its exterior is insignificant. Destroy the core! Our foe nears his end. Assist me in eliminating this adversary, Guardians! Guardians, let us end this combatant! Behold the strength of our combined wrath! A true feat of cooperation! We strike as one, but hurt as many! The trick is to defeat them before they defeat you! Peter Quill, I have rescued you! It is acceptable to ask for help, Peter Quill! I have assuaged the threat! Return to the skirmish! The whorish ape has been bested! We have quelled the rhyme simian! We have defeated the Verglaw-riddled anthropoid! The frigid proconsul met his match this day! He is vulnerable! Let us pulverize Lady Hellbender's muscle! The large one is in a lurch! Now is our chance! The formidable foe teeters! We must put him down! The galvanic sorcerer weakens! Punish him! The voltaic warlock is floundering! We must attack! Do not relent! The electrical wizard stumbles! The centurion has opened himself to hurt! The elite enforcer's defenses are down! We must punish the centurion while he is feeble! We have weakened the contraption's defenses! The giant robot is stumbling! We must put it down! The robot is weak! Let us put it out of commission! The shaman lurches! A perfect opportunity for pain! Their healer is tottering! End his life! Now is our chance! The sorcerer priest is swaying! The elements were not in his favor! I am unsure of what you speak, but the Wendigo is dead! The abominable beast proved a venerable foe! We are nearing the lower city! The dog's tower is not far now! Our ballad will be bombastic! The stories of our attack will live forever! I am eager to be on solid ground! I tire of leaping from rooftop to rooftop! The property values are sure to drop now! You have a ranged advantage, that is all! Perhaps later Peter Quill can explain the meaning of this phrase. If only we could commandeer one of their vessels! Expectations rot one's heart! The promise makes for strange bedfellows! One way or the other, they will fall to our might! They only provide a false sense of security! The sorcerer is a terrifying opponent! Only cowards fight from a distance! The quantity of their troops is impressive! The promise is terribly enticing! The location is not terrible! We have been branded as enemies! You should have let me do the talking, Peter Quill! My ruse was successful, up to a point! And so we shall wreck them! Agreed! We must clear the battlefield quickly! It concerns me as well, assassin. Your tongue lacked silver, Peter Quill. We will stop their new world. Focus on the task at hand, Peter Quill. All enemies have a weakness. They must be vulnerable to certain tactics. I wondered how we would fare against the Centurion. This will be a worthy battle. I expected more coordination between them. They do not fight as one. This is simple. They are beyond being reasoned with. I have met a few who are respectable. These are not them. I will not hold back. I doubt they would tell us anything. I am waiting for my chance. Have them all come and succumb to my blades. They will all be destroyed. I will draw their fire. Knock them to the ground! I will finish them! Now is not the time for conversation! They refuse to answer and therefore must perish! Complimenting them has no effect! I admire your insistence, Peter Quill! Will this be added to our permanent records? Attacking Nova Corps could raise our fine! They have come to defend the Corps! They seek to reverse our progress! I will deal with these fools! Continue with your investigation! I will handle them all! Do not let them distract you! Our brains are the superior technology! Dog report item! The locals appear hostile! These do not fight with rules or honor! This is Nova Corps, unrestrained! A dull blade just means you will need to stab harder! Consider this a mercy! Their sanity has little impact on their combat prowess! Their madness ends today! Ha! If it explodes, at least our opponents will perish with us! Yes! Bring more! Let us even the odds! Only a coward hides behind such machinery! Good! I might actually feel their pathetic attacks! At last! I was growing bored! The Rhapsodist will tell tale of our battles here! We approach the Dog's Tower! We will need tattoos to commemorate this moment! I will flank them! I will toss them to their deaths! Draw their fire while I cross to the next roof! The Warlock is more valiant than I believed! At least the rooftops will provide some cover! These soldiers are deadlier than the local security! We must make the most of this diversion! My blades are useless out here, Peter Quill! I long for battle, Peter Quill! Get us inside! True, I do not feel the dread in my stomach his piloting ordinarily elicits. Battle should not be fun, Gamora Zenwuberi. It should be glorious! I have not encountered any wooden structures. Is the rodent procuring further armaments? They serve as preparation for the true battle ahead. Savor the joy of battle, rodent. Is the rodent referring to me? Ha ha! The rodent is frightened by the puny bugs. Do not relent. Death would be preferable. This battle is proving worthy. Scurry if you must, rodent. There is honor even in defeat. I have no other option. Ha! Have you lost courage, assassin? Do not kneel before a challenge, Peter Quill. A ship does not sleep. The gelatin is satisfying to strike. Perhaps these were sent by Lady Hellbender. Your reflexes are commendable, rodent. Perhaps you would prefer this gelatinous substance. I must reluctantly agree. Ha! You must be quicker, assassin! They are amorphous vermin! Now is not the time for watching, Peter Quill! Their locomotion is mesmerizing! Perhaps we could help Lady Hellbender from here! Return Peter Quill's child at once! No retreat! We charge forward! We would be easy targets in a tram! Herd them my way! How many people did they conquer for that much power? Ah! Targets for Foom and Lady Hellbender! If there is no passage, we will make one! They could be a tactical advantage! Where is the assassin? It is never too late! We will welcome them! What will that accomplish? Very well! She will return! Imagine the havoc Lady Hellbender must be wreaking outside! Lady Hellbender may have an opinion on that. They are nothing but promise-filled husks! I believe the Insect Witch will prove quite capable as a pilot. Perhaps these stairs lead to the light. Where has the Grand Unifier gone? We should follow the assassin. They would not dare. Perhaps we should just ask them for a ship. There is plenty of ship all around us. We could try down, but I do not see a bottom to that pit. The rest of you should think of this as a warm-up for Fin Fang Foom. I, for one, am ready for you, Fin Fang Foom. I did not come here for a quick and painless death. Then we must spit right back. I find this cold weather invigorating. The mighty beast has several legendary attacks. I will not spoil the surprise. They shelter inside the rocks, Peter Quill, and come out only to feast on the dead. We have come a long way, Peter Quill, and we are not finished yet. Capturing Fin Fang Foom will take time, Peter Quill. It cannot be rushed. Catathian berserkers once set themselves on fire to intimidate their enemies. There is nothing like the smell of your enemies burning. Nonsense! She does not waste her time with gifts. It does not matter. Their time ends now. Robots should never be trusted. Let them have their fun. Have you already forgotten Maklu? They do not appear to feel anything. I will be fine. I have a high tolerance for heat. Converted continue to converge! It is all lies! Feel the darkness consuming you from within! It is strange he is not present at this moment. The energy is not the threat here. What it could release if we do not shut it down is... Perhaps the Magus requires the energy to feed. The Grand Unifier will not tolerate our interruption. My blades will make short work of the enemies then. Your child is unresponsive, Peter Quill. We must purge the child of the Magus first. Do you suppose that puddle was their brethren? Did we fall into the source of the gelatinous creatures? Their chitinous interiors are satisfying to crack. The explosive cores are exhilarating! Behold our conquest, Lady Hellbender! Do your worst, Lady Hellbender! Do not complain, rodent! I have nearly perished in worse ways. They are unsuited to close-quarters combat. I have no intention of leaving one alive. They will perish just as the others did. You do not command me, assassin. It is they who shall die. The challenge is invigorating. Are you implying that they are too hot? Neither of those statements are accurate. I do not recommend consuming them. No doubt they taste horrible. They are not restricted to the posterior. Lady Hellbender's entrance was quite the spectacle. This will be our glorious final assault on the church. They are better slain than devoured by Magus. That means they can also be attacked from anywhere. We should use that to our advantage. In some cultures, this is considered hospitality. Yes, so we can disrupt it. We will honor your sacrifice, Peter Quill. The girl displayed tremendous strength. That was a display of power. You have cast your lot on the losing side, Raker. Relent, sorcerer. It is undone. That is the action of a desperate man. The warlock is making an honorable sacrifice. I do not hear the whispers of the insect witch. If words hurt, Raker would be wounded. It is the hidden lie being revealed. Now, while we keep the Grand Unifier distracted, the promise is a pact of treachery. We will require a publicity agent. The child is resilient. That faith weapon is formidable. The wizard has conjured a halberd. Beware, he summons the spear of light. The wizard is weak. Do not waste this chance. The wizard is down. Focus your attacks on him. He is weak. Let us finish this. Your time has come. Why does he refuse to fight us honorably? Come closer so that I may thrust my blades into your retinas. I too preferred the small man with the oversized words. Plan B is death, glorious death. Perhaps we can lure him with a Catathian battle song. The plan is to win and to redeem ourselves for ever releasing this monstrosity. Do not be hard on yourself, Peter Quill. We are on the verge of truly glorious death. Yes, Peter Quill, and a chance to test ourselves against the greatest of all adversaries! Yes, so that I may smash your skull for all that you have done! Diabolical apparitions, Peter Quill! Careful! He is unleashing heathen spawn! Arrow-like abominations! Dark death rains from the sky! Success, Peter Quill, if success is defined by antagonizing him! Prepare to brace yourselves! We should prepare to seek shelter! It was a pleasure fighting with you, Peter Quill! Ha-ha! He is as great as the tales foretold! Today, we earn our place in Ultath! Indeed! This is even better than I had hoped! Where would be the fun in that, little one? Let him make all the noise he likes! Ha! Perhaps he disrobed for combat! Yes, Peter Quill! Lull him into a false sense of security! The beast will make a fine apology! I intend to do more than just watch! Ha! Glorious rain of fire! His rage rains down! Take heed! The beast attacks! He means to crush us! Ha! His own might will be his undoing! Now is our turn to strike! The beast strikes! Beware his reach! Perhaps I shall bite him back! Do not get eaten, Peter Quill! Ah, the beast turns tail! He means to sweep us aside! Take care not to burn! Mind your footing, Peter Quill! Come, tree, let us prepare this plan of yours! Guard us while I assist the tree! We shall prepare our strike for Foom! Peter Quill, cover our attack! We are ready, Peter Quill! Now, Peter Quill, prime our attack! Ah-ha-ha! Glorious! Well struck, friends! A critical blow for the Guardians of the Galaxy! Well struck, Foom! Too late! We must hope for another opportunity. The beast is stunned by our combined might. Brace yourselves! The beast commands the air! Ah ha ha ha! Refreshing! Does anyone hear that? The drone is singing. There is tremendous power in this room. These people do not wish us to leave yet. Patience, my little one. Trust in your plan. This place has many mysteries, and we will continue to greet them. Will it guide us with faith? I have no desire to destroy it. Their soft flesh is primed for slicing. We make a fine duo, Peter Quill. No doubt you will be conveniently late. Listen for the great sounds of battle. It is completely unfair. They do not stand a chance. I do not share your hope. Does anyone else see that light? We should not be here. Faith can waver. We must release the light. Good, assassin. Use your rage. He is not the light. Have we been tricked? He must answer for this. They protect their matriarch. If Magus controls space, do we believe he controls time as well? It feels as though he is toying with us. I, for one, appreciate the distinctive speech patterns. It helps to distinguish the evil one. I, for one, am glad you did not. I shall lend you my blades if you wish, Peter Quill. Perhaps we are dead already, and this is our twisted version of Sarduth. You must punch him with your words, Peter Quill. I will fight with you until my dying breath, Peter Quill. That was not the plan, Peter Quill. For once in your life, stick to the plan! What? What is this place? What? Where are we? Ah! This is not acceptable! Cowards! A ship full of cowards! They do not follow the light. The light is the way through. They act against their promise. They will get no peace. Regret has no place on the battlefield. It seems as if they do not want us here. We threaten everything they have built. They will die for their church. They do not seem to care. Perhaps if we believe the next door is the right door, we must deliver our blades to their faces. Ha! Let them come to us. Is this all an illusion? When you are lost, you must realize where you are. Follow your instincts. Trust your senses. We are truly lost. Forward is the only way forward, and backwards is not forward. Agreed. We are needed elsewhere. It is a lovely room. Perhaps they are saving them for later. I will destroy you all. You are a rousing leader, Peter Quill. They will pay in blood. Well said, Rodent. I am obliged to agree with the assassin. Do not expect me to lower my guard, assassin. Your magical words have fueled my muscles. What are you offering, Peter Quill? Come, fools! Come die on this brain! This is a site of power, a fine place for a bloody battle. It would not be a problem if you were properly armed. I will leave this out of the dog report. Our enemies are just as exposed. They cannot run from me. The cranial matter has an impressive springiness. I have seen many exposed brains, but never one this gargantuan. Perhaps our enemies can find out. Face first! Our mighty battle shakes the very ground beneath us. Fiends! I will find new ways to kill you. No organ will impede our wrath. Perhaps they know we are near. Not until we've dismantled the church. The warlock is a fearsome warrior. We must trust him. They can send as many as they like. They will all perish. I wish we had time to demolish all of it. This battle must end. Why do I feel no honor in this fight? Ah ha 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 ha. There is much noise. There is no last. Or first. Ha! The furry one never doubts himself. Perhaps they will not even notice his tiny body. Surrender would be their best option. Ah, Camaria loves surprises. Were you the only one courageous enough to follow, Peter Quill? The others do not know what they are missing. We are more than capable of vanquishing these traitors. I knew only that I would do it once it was done. It was not a jump. I pounced. Let them rest. We can handle this rabble. Was that the matriarch? Walls crumble. So much anger. A valid question. Plans within plans. Time is meaningless. This combat is sure to draw the warlock's attention. They are coming at us from everywhere. Gamora did what needed to be done. We will require a comprehensive kill list one day. I am glad you confided in us, Gamora. I believe he will find us. This is nothing compared to some battles I have fought. I relish the challenge. I will make him choke on his lies. Why must they attack us? Perhaps we should talk to them. Cease your incessant motion. I cannot smell anything. They are filled with light. That would not make sense. The dog report is ongoing. They are a mockery. They are true believers. This is all so unnecessary. We are lucky that Mantis can read the future. I fear we would be lost without the insect woman. They fight with renewed vigor. Our opponents do not hold back. Fools! Magus wants to consume your souls! Wake up! You are being deceived! Wake up! You are being deceived! Cowardly tactics! I would rather face my enemies! Absolutely not! It will crumble beneath our combined rage! I will disembowel the vile monstrosity! Magus will regret its trespass! Never! Her honor forbids it! Reality has not changed. I would know this time. They would not try to stop us had they already won. Cowards! Face us like warriors! Trust in the Warlock's butt tracker! They should abandon their false god and return to work! Child, are you present? She does not seem to be here, Peter Quill! Surely true Nova Corps would not fall this easily! Are you making progress, Peter Quill? I prefer the battle-worn aesthetic. The rodent seems impatient. They are not insects, though they are as troublesome. I do not think you will find them compliant. Do you need a rousing speech, Peter Quill? Play my Catathian sea songs. When Lady Hellbender returned your device, did she mention my name? I will not be trapped in here. They are under the Monster Queen's control. I will never understand your reliance upon machines. They appear to complement her unique fighting style. We must be efficient in our slaughter! Is she not wonderful? The beast recognizes fellow apex predators! Take a deep breath between kills! Find a rhythm! Did your magical mask malfunction, Peter Quill? I prefer confrontation to subterfuge. I had grown tired of this sneaking about. I saw no paths to follow. Their opportunity to do so has passed. They will be as silent as the grave. How can you tell their gender? I understand perfectly. They were foolish not to raise the alarm while they could. The dead tell no tales, Peter Quill. Magus dies this day. It has nowhere left to run. I will rip Sacrosanct apart piece by piece to find that child. Had they responded, I would have charged them anyway. I am certain that I am winning. Why? The fight is out here. There will always be another war to fight. Yet another field of glorious conflict. Or perhaps a repair bay of glorious conflict. He underestimates us. It will be a fatal mistake. The place of their defeat makes no difference. The testing is the most enjoyable part. Perhaps they serve as nourishment for the monster that we seek. It is indeed satisfying. Do not let the rodent put you to shame, Peter Quill. That is not a word. What is whom taking? Why do they fight us? Ha ha ha! Is there a manuscript? A place to store faith? Let them come! They will try to overwhelm us. I am felling enemies as fast as I can. They are likely the Church's first converts. If there are enemies, then we are heading in the right direction. I had hoped for more of a gauntlet. So, is this a robot priest or a priest robot? I am leaning toward robot priest over priest robot for the dog report. I find punching flesh much more satisfying. Pummeling something with skin is infinitely more satisfying. They strike me as ominous. I do not trust anything without intestines. I, for one, prefer the violent path. I do not feel brainwashed right now. I feel shot at. Clearly, but the question remains, how exactly? I do not find it particularly appealing. They say information is power, Peter Quill. Do not relent, Peter Quill. I am not familiar with this blobby. The hallmark of a slothful foe. Do not succumb to the mythical void, Peter Quill. I would say Peter Quill's posterior is more round than fat. Our leader's safety is your paramount concern, rodent. Did the rest of you already know that Peter Quill was the child's father? Channel your newfound paternal energy, Peter Quill. The world mine is a machine that cannot be trusted. Sending us to die and not expecting us to survive are two different things. Feelings mean nothing. We must see the bodies for ourselves. You should try asking them. You will grow into your parental role, Peter Quill. Eventually. I am nervous we will find nothing. This mystery demands answers. Yes, we must tell him of your newfound connection to this case. It is past time my blades were bloodied. Your corpse will feed the very creatures you prey upon. To which boy are you speaking? Lady Hellbender would not buy such a pedestrian creature. It will not find us easy prey. 1 is the only number I require. We are invaders in their land. It is the business of murder. It is we who shall do the eating this day. Ha ha ha! The end draws nigh, Lady Hellbender. Your own weapon shall be your downfall. 1, and it shall soon end. I do not see why that was obvious. We have long passed that opportunity. I would sooner use them against the beast. The climate does not appear to have changed, Peter Quill. That seems unlikely. There are no remaining appendages. The beast falters! Let us take the advantage! Now is the time to strike! Let us hope the beast has not learned its lesson! It recoils in fear! The beast feeds through its appendages! We must keep it from mending its wounds! Our efforts have been rendered moot! Well struck! Take heed of the explosive, Peter Quill! The explosive could be useful if cooled! Excellent! Now sever it permanently! The beast dispatches underlings! Excellent! More fodder! The beast is regurgitating explosives! The creature has sent us a gift! More! Send us every soldier you have! It will not make a difference! Fools! Come see why they call me the Destroyer! I admire the furry one's technical prowess! I see no target! You are safe for now! Ah ha ha ha! Now this is a battle of legend! Today my blades bathe in the spilled life oils of my foes! They will not touch him! I will murder all of these buffoons! Lady Hellbender must be engaged with other battles! No doubt these beasts serve as sustenance for Foom! Ah! A good fight warms the blood! Or perhaps you would prefer the whole meal! They shall die where they lived! Their hide shall make an excellent coat! Ha ha! The same is said of me! They are indeed abominable! Clever wordplay, Peter Quill! Perhaps they are more amenable with time. Why does the dog not mind blast them? This is an historic battle! The last stand of Nowhere! And the rest of him! File your complaint later! The dog is not dead yet! Fight them, dog! The dog is lost in memories of the past! They will not touch him! On our watch! My blades grow weary. Lady Hellbender's forces grow more persistent. The rodent does not inspire much confidence. The rodent's estimates are unreliable. This room is circular. This is not a strategic plan. Yes, their persistence is admirable, if frustrating. How should we celebrate our destined victory? I must commend you, Peter Quill, on your incisive way with words. Yes, we will have clients lined up from across the galaxy. This insatiable entity must be destroyed, not sold to the highest bidder. Yes, no more throwing planets at us like a coward. As am I, Peter Quill. It has proven to be an indispensable skill. He is still too far away, but I do believe your tongue tactics are working, Peter Quill. Magus's fear of the ancient stone is real. Of that I am certain. They say it is never the bet that is stupid, only the participants. Many Catathians have perished upon these slopes. The Rhapsodists will recount our glory for generations. I have heard no such rumor about Fin Fang Foom. All part of the charm of Moklufor. Ha 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 ha! The arduous journey is all part of the great hunt. Do not make the mistake of looking past the immediate battle ahead. We have disturbed their nest. They will never forgive us. My people say they are delicious when fried. I believe you are right, Peter Quill. We should come back and study them someday. The beast must feed upon these gelatinous creatures. I commend your effort, Lady Hellbender. They are a secondary concern. She is clearly familiar with our names. You do not possess a firearm. Because it would be dishonorable to forgive such a slight. Our problems are sufficiently engaging. The beast has learned from its mistake. The creature does not have 8 limbs. If only they knew the truth. They have swallowed the church's lies. The warlock should have destroyed them. Why has the Gold One not massacred them? We cannot keep wandering into combat. We should be better prepared. They look identical. How can you tell? Leave the past in the past. I am barely breaking a sweat. Perhaps the stronger enemies are protecting the girl. My ruse was a moderate success. We are giving them a beating. We shall have to tell them ourselves, as they will be dead. All my blows are fatal. They will feel every hit. The church destroys what it cannot convert. Was I able to speak when under the promise? You belittled their place in the church's hierarchy. Your talking attracts their ire. Continue. We have made our intentions clear. I would wager we have avenged the fallen Novacor. This glow is oddly beautiful. The engines are not designed for food preparation. You are missing all the fun, little beast. They will be sorely disappointed. I would have preferred a traditional Catathian song. I do not see how their posture is relevant. I do not envy the rodent, unable to participate. The best is yet to come. It seems the sorcerer we saw has bewitched Novacor. Perhaps the sorcerer imbued them with special powers. This position is strategically compromised. We should have trusted the rodent's instincts. They do not seem interested, rodent. Then we must be sure to kick back. These imposters are not Novacor. Let it come! I have never faced a sorcerer! That is physically impossible! R73-4, PL! Let them pray for death! Their mutiny does not imply honor! Very good, Peter Quill! Those above will die! They were far too entranced to notice! We must continue to push! Prepare to jump into the cortex when the hand and the girl are free! It is still impenetrable! I will crush them! They do not have any problem-solving skills. Then we must deal with the magus inside her. Your positivity is refreshing. He will arrive. He seemed determined. It is about time you showed some confidence. Where is the warlock? We disrupt their ritual. They will do anything to stop us. They are using it to channel energy from conquered worlds. I do not understand that word. Perhaps they are both being manipulated by magus. Is this something you identify with, Gamora Zanuberi? She does not seem in pain, from this distance anyway. It must be necessary to bring about the fulfillment. The warlock must have pulverized him. Their persistence is admirable. We should alert the authorities to these events. I am already hot with perspiration. They are on many sides. It is we who shall leave no witnesses. Well-timed, my knives grow dull. Their intentions seem clear. Peter Quill, make your position known. I do not hurry. I move with haste. Continue your feeble cries. I am zeroing in on your location. Do not finish the fight too quickly, Peter Quill. Worry not. I draw near. This reminds me of the Sakaran battle arena. I am adding 50 units to your debt, rodent. 50 more units, rodent. I am increasing your debt, rodent. You were not sufficiently convincing. I am not familiar with Lady La-di-da. It is not a nightmare. We are clearly awake. I must regretfully agree. Look around, Peter Quill. We are clearly here. The plan was sound. The rodent undermined it. I do not see how you can discern their gender. You sully the name of Novacor. They dishonor the principles of law enforcement. You disgrace the uniform you wear. They are undeserving of the Novacor uniform. It feels good to engage in honest combat. This is not how I saw our mystery concluding. I have no intention of dying today. Their attempt to murder us must be punished. Their betrayal disgraces all of Novacor. Let us hope that not all were killed. They are not normal. They are traitors. Perhaps they were planning an ambush. They would do best not to get in our way. Let them try and stop us. Let us hope she has not fallen to this corruption. Their fanaticism is alarming. They will pay for their insolence. They will know why I am called the Destroyer. Their dishonor will be repaid with pain. Do not hold back now. Suppose we had sold Foom as I originally suggested. It is not his attention I crave! Then you are not fighting hard enough, Rocket! The great winds would make for invigorating flight! The beast grows frantic! Our victory is at hand! It is a truly momentous battle! You would do well to use her full title in her presence! Foom would never shame himself with surrender! I like a beast that is not felled too quickly. You had best hope they do not smell worse on the inside. No doubt they are sustenance for the creature that we seek. A malleable food source for our monster. The two of us would have been perfectly capable. I do not. It clearly is not empty. Are we certain these Novacor are the enemy? I preferred our last encounter with Novacor. You must leverage your claws, rodent. I prefer this room. I do not have corners. These halls will soon be deserted. There will be none left to alert the others. Perhaps they have developed bioluminescence. This hardly qualifies as a crowd, Peter Quill. This reminds me of our monster hunt in the prohibited area. Yes! Bring me more! Direct combat is far more honorable. Perhaps these creatures were once spacefaring. Understood. I shall kill with haste. I have seen your blade overcome worse odds. Now it is I who will jump on them. Are you sure you have not been bitten on the buttock? Not all. We still lack the most important guest of all. We will tear down this church, wizard. Wizard, we stand before your temple gates. Come out and die. My mind fills with rage. The bloodlust is strong. I am losing control. Then stop relying on gadgetry! I have seen their worst in my own mind. Now this is a proper response to our presence! Their numbers do not intimidate me. Their losses will be legendary. I will respect your battle claim. We will give them a battle to rival the Galactic War. Let us show them how wars are fought. Good! More for the bloody reaping. They will regret angering a Catathian warrior. A shame they will not remember once they are dead. I am ready to teach them! Call out, and I will demolish your foes! A warrior does not waste time fighting machines! This ship is filled with horrors! Curse these demon machines! Let your rage empower you, furry one! The warlock will guide us, if we find him! If it dulls, you must swing harder! Fighting them all at once would be exhausting! Nor did we! That will not stop us! He had better be close! We must quash the fulfillment! Cowards, face us! There are more arriving! The larger one is mine! A Catathian-worthy battle frenzy! What was that? I was destroying something! I will ruin them all! We have to protect her! She is not herself! Something has snapped in the assassin! He was converting them to the promise! Lady Hellbender should face us herself! Lady Hellbender proved an apt negotiator. Her vault is said to be stronger than her convictions. I agree, these enemies lack luster. I do not see how injuring his tongue would help. Lady Hellbender's amassed treasure is legendary. Lady Hellbender's minions would beg to differ. My temper is elevated. Forethought is not the rodent's strength. I am confounded by our location. Were we not just on the Milano? Was it like this when you encountered him inside of me? The plan is to stuff him into a tiny stone. Mediocrity is part of Peter Quill's charm. I would not have it any other way. Battling an impossible foe is the best kind of celebration. His choices so far have proven worthy. I have faith in both your tongue and mouth, Peter Quill. Yes, Peter Quill, but now is not the time for more applause. This is no man we are fighting, Peter Quill. It is an engorged eater of souls. We have unspeakably mean things we wish to yell at you. Your daughter is powerful, Peter Quill. I did not expect Peter Quill's child to free herself. If Magus is unleashed, the galaxy will perish. I underestimated the warlock. Their beliefs are no match for our might. He does not realize it yet, but he fears us. The Golden Man has incredible fortitude. If we persevere, so will he. The insect witch would not have abandoned us. The child is more resilient than I thought. Yes, our true enemy is ethereal. They are powered by their faith. Clones of the sorcerer Peter Quill. We must focus on the task at hand. Peter Quill, keep drawing their attention. They fight without honor. Use their strength against them. I am glad you did not kill them before I arrived. This distraction is just what I needed. This combat will clear my head. I will sunder them. These fools do not realize their error. I have fought larger opponents and prevailed. We will use their missteps against them. 3 against 2 is hardly fair. I will distract them, Peter Quill. A battle against imbeciles is exactly the bomb my soul requires. The 3 of us shall defeat these pathetic rocklights easily enough. We are not a band, Peter Quill. We are a team. No cycle is complete without conflict. It is a fine day, Peter Quill. Watch me destroy them both. Steer clear of their charge. Beware, they attack together. Do not fall underfoot, Peter Quill. Do not let them near. Armor is for cowards. They hide behind their protective shell. They grow strong together. Let us split them apart. They are exposed. Your cowardly ways have failed you. Let us strike while they are vulnerable. That one falters. Let us not squander the opportunity. The ugly one is weak. He has left himself open. That one grows reckless. Keep clear of the rampaging one. Beware the enraged one, Peter Quill. Ha! We fight in the footsteps of so many of my people. We will defeat this beast. We will capture Foom. It is our destiny. To battle Fin Fang Foom, we must first prove our worth. Think of this great chill as a reminder of our mortality. The journey to Fin Fang Foom must be savored. When we deliver Foom, Lady Hellbender will be in awe of our prowess. What is a pimple? Perhaps it shares the same weakness. This beast is a mere appetizer for the great Fin Fang Foom. Now this is a monster worthy of legend. The beast is truly formidable. Do not cower behind your pet, Lady Hellbender. All creatures eat and are eaten. I do not possess any nails. It seems that legend holds true. We should have gone to Maklu-4. No doubt the flesh of its enemies. The sound of your voice appears to enrage her. Ridiculous! This is exhilarating! It will not be so fearsome when it has no arms! There is power here! The Universal Church of Truth! There is no need to rush! Perhaps it is time for meditation! This is exhilarating! If only we could shield our thoughts! The space battle is frenzied! We are still a great distance from the church's altar! The explosions will herald our approach! The church has ample firepower! Their strategy is flawed! I will handle those on the ground! We should get back inside! Focusing on success demonstrates leadership, Peter Quill! We have the time we have! I did not expect that I would again quarrel with Nova Corps! This quarrel reminds me of when I was hunted by Nova Corps! You disgrace the uniform you wear! They are undeserving of the Nova Corps uniform! Our honorable intentions have gone awry! This confrontation will not benefit our fine! My blades will be the ultimate surprise! Do not speak of nuts, I grow hungry! Their betrayal disgraces all of Nova Corps! Let us hope that not all were killed! That opportunity has passed! Perhaps they were planning an ambush! They are all fully clothed! That would be a difficult way to fight! They are alight with their treachery! Their carelessness will be their downfall! Let us hope she has not fallen to this corruption! We will find your former lover, Peter Quill! There is no excuse for that massacre! I will mount your head in my quarters! I will fashion pants from your carcass! These beasts are exceptional, just like their monster queen! These creatures are perfect predators! You are my prey! Seknarf has a new predator! Ha! The rodent insults you, beast! Yes! Crush its will to fight! Good! Bathe in the lubrication of battle! We can shave you once we return to the ship! I will attempt to expose its tender organs! Come and wrestle with it, rodent! Yes, let us see your wizardry! Perhaps they are susceptible to your magic! I will not be hunted! I shall not be prey, monster! Their honor demands retribution! Now they seek to claim our appendages! They smell blood! They will not listen! The time for diplomacy has passed! Yes, the assassin dishonored these beasts! Let us meet rage with rage! Ah! They are also incredibly strong. Bah! I can catch fish with my bare hands. It was not even their cage. This is our cage now, stupid animals. This beast is proving formidable. I have missed the thrill of the hunt. Abomination, perhaps you speak its language. A game we will win. We cannot sell it without kneecaps. Perhaps you resemble its natural prey. I remain skeptical. It must possess a defensive scent gland. A Catathian hunter needs no net. Perhaps this is not its final form. Vile thing, stop moving! Bad creature, come face your punishment! Are we certain this is wise? We are engaging in self-defense. It does not appear to confer protection. I will show them brutality! Technically, it was we who drew first. This is far from all the Nova Corps. Our good intentions have been misconstrued. I do not see any dogs. They do not appear to be listening, Peter Quill. Peter Quill, fail us now and the galaxy is lost. Contemptible machine, your time is over. The fulfillment will be stopped. An explosion will not stop us. Child, resist the evil craving inside you. Defy death, Peter Quill. Fight it, child. The godly hen will owe us a blood debt. And we can end the church. It is beyond question. Lady Hellbender is flirting with me. Lady Hellbender displays her affections in a Catathian manner. The ill-tempered beast has spoiled our plans. The rodent was a poor choice for our ploy. You will compensate our loss, rodent. Perhaps Nova Corps will accept the rodent as a down payment. This is an inefficient means of collection. Perhaps the best is yet to come. The rodent's sense of direction is questionable. Your assurances mean nothing, rodent. The galaxy does not have corners. Lady Hellbender will not forgive this rebuke. Then return to your lucrative trade, assassin. Our payment is our survival. My blades will need resharpening. I am already a renowned killer. I shall take one as a trophy. Cranial protection is for the soft-headed. They do not seem agreeable, Peter Quill. What is that pounding noise? Who calls my name? Go back to the shadows, unholy fiends! Shadows surround us! Demons from the black void! We will pluck your lying tongues! Deceivers! We will bathe in your organs! They do not see the light! What if we all remain trapped in a promise? Faith cannot halt my blades! Their faith appears intact! There is so much sickness in the universe! So much pain! He seems to believe the lies that he creates! A dangerous trait. I have many questions for that man. He has much to answer for. A meaningless death. This ship is unholy, but we are awake now, so we fight. We will give them nightmares. Yes, it is our mission. I will face all of Lady Hellbender's beasts. We can fly these beasts straight to Lady Hellbender. I prefer a new challenge. Your tone does not imply gratitude. Fitting that it shall be littered with corpses. Do not watch, destroy. A tick is a measurement of time, Peter Quill. Then I shall remove their wings. Your perception of time is hyperbolic. We have likely halved the galaxy's population. I am happy to be here fighting alongside all of you. Lady Hellbender is pulverizing the church. The promise is expanding across the galaxy. If you do, try to crash through the hull. They cannot stop us, not now! If they do, just make yourself heavier! The songs they will sing of our exploits! For all its faults, the church was industrious! The beast that we seek is far more valuable to the monster queen of Seknarf 9 than any illegally acquired salvage. Stay focused, rodent. We do not come here to scavenge. Incredible. At last! I can also supply a few recipes. My wife makes a delicious axe-head soup. Meredith Quill, where do you keep your carving knives? All I see is a dull instrument fit for a child. Our fiercest warriors swear by it. I will have to bring you a Catathian blade on our next visit. They can slice through solid steel. That would be an acceptable activity. Ah, Peter Quill. Your mother was just telling us about your childhood. Your son is rather promiscuous, Meredith Quill. She is Peter Quill's illegitimate daughter. Your illegitimate granddaughter. She also told us she had found a suitable mate for you, but you refused to see reason. I enjoy being informed. His hygiene habits are deplorable. The craftsmanship is shoddy at best. You see, the crispiness of the skin belies the juicy flesh beneath. The poultry is nearing perfection, and the root vegetables have been pulverized to a satisfying consistency. Well, it appears the assassin's contacts are as untrustworthy as the betrayer herself. Of course, but I suspect it will not go down without a fight. Can this not wait, Peter Quill? I am readying my body for battle. I will aim to preserve the integrity of the beast as best I can. Stop this ruckus at once! This seems difficult. May I assist you? She is waiting for you in the cockpit. You are naive, Peter Quill. She is a mistress of deceit. I doubt I would succeed. What is it? Rest assured, Peter Quill, I will keep a watchful eye and thwart any attempt at treachery. Subtlety is neither my strength nor my intent. Peter Quill, the murderess still calls your name. 4 of them. Suspicious. These security measures are too simplistic for Novacore. Are you having difficulties, Peter Quill? I could tell. Do not confuse him, rodent. I believe the code is 0451. Oh, 15,338 ticks. Peter Quill, wake up. The betrayer is ready to begin her mission. She has requested your presence in the cockpit. I make no promises. We are approaching the quarantine zone. Peter Quill, she is the spawn of my sworn enemy, a murderess and a traitor. I do not trust her. What did the tree say? Very well. I still do not understand why I must remain on board with the assassin. You assigned me to the team before you named it, and my skin is not green. It is teal. A likely story. I know you have a stash hidden aboard this ship. Fetch it, now. I intend to. And reconsider my initial proposal. Sell Gamora's trinkets to Fin Fang Foom. It is brilliant, and take us to the majestic mountains of Kakaran-Thara. Yes, we should go after Fin Fang Foom, where we will seek to best the infamous Fin Fang Foom. The quarantine zone was always a half measure. Set course for the Maklu star system. Glorious death! We appear to be 8,963 units short. We appear to be 7,963 units short. If we intend to keep our ship, Peter Quill, Fin Fang Foom is the fiercest, most legendary monster in the galaxy. Shatters the bones of all who go after it. The skulls of the greatest hunters are impaled upon its fangs. Well, imagine the glory of such a death. Perhaps we should reconsider another course of action, such as capturing the infamous... I also vote for the creepy little beast. Absurd. Lady Hellbender seeks the monster within. The small, ugly one is clearly the correct choice. He is cruel, sadistic, and his soul is filthy and filled with rage. Monster Queen would pay a great sum for such a creature. We appear to be 6,963 units short. I intend to. Peter Quill, tell the rodent that his selfishness endangers us all. You believe his lies? I am watching you, rodent. It is common knowledge that rodents hoard nuts, stolen technology, units. Now is not the time for pointless civility. This investigation is pointless. I am certain that the rodent has hidden a stash of units within the latrine. Acceptable. Peter Quill, order the tree to open this door. He must have asked his well-meaning accomplice to retrieve the sum and hide it from us. I am concerned our fellow Guardians may not be taking our situation seriously. I am convinced the others are hiding units somewhere on this ship, Peter Quill. We should all be searching our quarters, but it seems the rodent has other plans. Peter Quill. Any units I uncover will go directly to you, but I am unsure the others will do the same. Perhaps... No. I am confused by your blind trust in the others. I will reflect on it. We need a plan. I hope your quarters prove more fruitful than mine. I have found no units. I trust you, Peter Quill. And if you trust them, I will follow suit. 3 cycles is not a lot of time to pay this fine, Peter Quill. We shall see! You cannot hide behind this door forever! Allegedly. That is a tremendous sum. I will remember this, Tree. I will ask you one last time! Open this door! Your rodent co-conspirator has clearly stashed his illicit units in there. I am watching you, Tree. Do not think that I do not know what you are up to. Open this door! I know you are in there, sentient Tree! It is a serious matter. I am not afraid of going back to prison. Assassins and bounty hunters cannot be trusted. We will see. I have not mentioned kitchenware. In the kiln, I was surrounded by criminals, murderers, and thieves. They taught me a harsh lesson. You and I honor our word. I cannot say the same for the others. I found these items in the space that you told me about. There was not enough room for both the other thing and these. I will eject the beast into space. Peter Quill. I will eject the crate into space. What about the crate? It is Novacore. You are complaining about the short one complaining. Monsters do not fly ships. Are you sure the leafy one is ready for this? They say that Seknarf 9 is inhospitable to soft-bodied beings. We shall see how you fare, Peter Quill. We accomplish nothing by lingering in the ship. Liberating. This reminds me of when I surrendered to the authorities. Depends if you still plan on mating with Centurion Ko-Rel. Negligence. My record is clean. No, we cannot abandon the child. Her behavior was erratic. Clearly not. We must use our currency to pay the Novacore fine, or we risk what is a penny. I am realizing that I do not know as much as I thought I did. Our visit to Seknarf 9 was not what I expected. The assassin and the rodent. Without them and the tree fighting nobly beside us, we would not be alive right now. She is definitely not. But that is only part of it, Peter Quill. On our way to her fortress, I realized that many of my assumptions about this team have been incorrect as well. On Katath, it was. I had a family that I cherished and a certainty about life that I no longer possess. A fitting musical accompaniment for the situation. I do not speak tree. Hey. She will hunt us to the end of the universe. Lady Hellbender is not a bank. Is money all that you think of, rodent? Only after the talking tree betrayed us. Lady Hellbender will seek her revenge, mark my words. I think something has happened to the girl. Or was it the abomination? It must be the assassin. The refrigerator door was left open. I still have faith that the tree will bring the rodent to reason. I hope Nowhere's chief of security will intervene to assist Novacore, the station we visited. It perturbs me still. I do not, and I suspect the small one would not have shared this information. He seemed angrier than usual when you asked for his crafting expertise. Yes, shenanigans likely. I am not agitated. She used to compliment my contemplative scowls. She found them very arousing. No, it was Hovat, my late wife. Assassin! My apologies. I have been told I have an angry thinking face. That is what I said. We are in the place between hard rocks. The abomination is never happy. Another suitable location to partake in liberal libations. We should find a name for the beast. I am considering it. Her tenacious nature and pleasant disposition remind me of my daughter, Cameria. Peter Quill, what does killing two birds with one stone signify? Ha! I knew it! There are no birds on Nowhere. The soldiers we encountered were not acting like Novacore officers. Do not worry. I simply need some time to get my thoughts in order. And those robed priests, it was all very disturbing. Do not apologize, Peter Quill. Our encounter with Novacore has given me clarity of purpose. We must investigate and fight this. It is decided, then. Go away! I am fine. Leave me be. Peter Quill. Perhaps I will. Write them down. Apologies. I will surrender the lavatory. In a few ticks. I do not wish to discuss it. I am pondering that question. My family did not simply die. They were murdered. By Thanos. I think I'm... Yes. The matriarch needs us. We must go back. You may leave now. Peter Quill, please. Leave me be. Peter Quill, I wish to collect my thoughts. Solitude would be preferable for me at this time. Please, leave my quarters. I have much to ponder. Promise must be freely accepted. It's only a matter of time before the galaxy accepts the promise. I do not wish to talk. These ships come from converted worlds. Perhaps we should try another menu. I continue to doubt this strategy. You should force your spawn to answer us. Richard Ryder. Sounds Terran. I have yet to meet a Terran of any interest. This strategy is futile. Have you learned to read the Wooden One's language? Impressive. I agree with the rodent. Your language choice makes no strategic sense. Your crippling indecision vexes me, Peter Quill. Choose! A hunter must choose quickly, little one. You are wise to abort this senseless strategy, Peter Quill. We should tell them about the promise. Yes! No. I did not know languages had flavors. You finally exhibit pragmatism, Peter Quill. Continue. Why are we letting the Terran select the language? He barely knows his own. I suggest the officers' directory. Certainly the world mine will be listed there. Matriarch's promise is becoming real. They are accepting the promise. It is a machine. That is a big number. But with faith, with the matriarch's promise, our families can be restored. You have lost your family. Your mother, the Cree woman. You understand the pain that comes from loss. I will give you time, Peter Quill. Something you would understand if you had truly accepted it. It also took me time to see the miracle of her promise. There is no need. We must bring the matriarch here. That will give them the time they require to consider her promise. Peter Quill, wake up. And the Wooden One? We've landed on the matriarch's planet. When I return, she will demand your answer. You truly believe they will accept her promise? I must eliminate them. However, I am less certain of the others. The Wooden One may come around, but I suspect the assassin and the rodent will resist. This makes them a dangerous element to our cause. Your illegitimate child was correct, Peter Quill. Hovat and Chimeria will be restored. Well, if you had truly accepted her promise, you would know. Perhaps it is better that you wait here for a while and contemplate your faith. The matriarch's promise requires uncompromising faith. Already landed on her planet. We just need to have faith. The matriarch will bring them back, along with everyone else. That is her promise. Very well, Peter Quill. And rejoin your daughter. Think well, Peter Quill. When I return, she will demand your answer. We have already landed on our planet. Choose well, Peter Quill. I understand. The matriarch's promise is overwhelming. I knew you would see the truth of her light, Peter Quill. I do not have foliage. Choose well, Peter Quill. We have landed on the matriarch's planet. When I return, she will demand your answer. Peter Quill, I had to share the good news, Peter Quill. Something you will understand when you finally accept it. This pleases me. No, I will fetch her and bring her to you. Why? You have accepted her promise, have you not, Peter Quill? Time is running out. We cannot lose focus if we are to save the girl. I am quite adept at deception. I am. My blades are as sharp as the rodent's tongue. It was a simile. I know the evil it conceals. Magus and the Church must be stopped. He is but one canine against the army of the converted. It is assumed Peter Quill's quarters. It was a daring display of dominance. If it is to be a fight to the death, I will honor the outcome. You have closed the refrigerator door. I observed the tree closing at once. What did the rodent do? The rodent saved our lives. The rodent saved your lives, and scientists were involved. I have many questions. We have already fought the man. I remember sparring against the Celestial Madonna in a small village, and then the cold darkness of the promise devouring my soul, until you found me. I shall be ready, Peter Quill. I have witnessed the threat posed by Magus firsthand. No one should suffer from its malignant lies. I owe all of you a great debt of gratitude. It will be my honor to fight beside you with all of my might. I only hope our guest agrees to join this buttock-striking celebration. You have great confidence in this Celestial Madonna, and kinder. The tree is persistent. He will keep trying. I will handle this communication. We have. My deceased wife and daughter are with me. We thank the matriarch for her gift. Before setting out on our quest, let us rouse our spirits with a Catathian battle anthem. Despite your best efforts, you are an honorable man, Peter Quill. I knew this day would come. I was destined to battle the Dragon Lord of Kakaranthara. I did not, but I am thankful fate has granted me this honor. Soltath Flander Gath. It means we will be victorious. Targath gonot kol, vol malki ultath, gothan kol galmak. Soltath Flander Gath. It means we will be victorious. Pel mafin sarduth, jut kain agultau, gothen ko galmak. Galmak, Galmak, Soltath Flander Gath. Tagar konot kol, vol malki ultath, Gathen kol galmak. Pel mafin sarduth, jut kain agultau, Gothan ko galmak. Listen closely. Ancient Catathian is a powerful tongue with words that hold great meaning. Follow as I lead the melody. Very well. Galmak, Galmak, Soltath Flander Gath. Sotra Jutukluk, Peldagor Morgath, Soltath Flander Gath. They say that a single one of his claws is bigger than a fully grown man. Unless, of course, Fin Fang Foom devours us whole. Mighty pajamas. I have not. But Spartoy technology is well beyond... As would I. Yes, we overpower them with our own vastly superior fleet. To Maklufor! To battle the legendary Fin Fang Foom! You have royal blood. Perhaps it is time for the Prince of Spartax to return and rally his people. Oh, yes! Peter Quill, this beast cannot operate a ship. How can you be certain she is not one of them? Well, regrettably, we do not have one. Wrong. It is at least thrice as big. She is a woman of honor, a queen. She promised to gather her forces. Peter Quill, spar with me. Guns. Tired. But this is the warm-up. I do not need to impress her. Besting the great Fin Fang Foom is proof enough of my combat skills. Would you not be impressed by a man slaying a dragon? We are on the path to destiny, my friends. She will. I'm certain of it. Yes! The noble Lady Hellbender shall fight alongside us this day. After we bested Foom the Invincible. Together, we will get her out. We do not own a first aid kit. Peter Quill, the couch is filthy. I've seen the rodent relieve himself on it. Astronomically high. Destroy it. This was not his sacrifice to make. The gates do not open. The red scars that I bear, they are a record of every great deed, an important milestone in my life. It is fine. Your company is always welcome. Why would a lit candle remind me of my family? Every memory I have of them has been carved into my flesh. Doubtful. I've seen your dedication to the Kree child and woman, and to this crew, and what you did for me. It is a testament to your worthiness. I am better by reading the scars that make up my life record. From that they will judge whether I am worthy. For some, a life of meaning comes from their trade, for others, their family, and others yet, from following the warrior's path. Each is a valid entry into the gates of Ultath, hence the record. I will be around if you need me. As you wish, Peter Quill. Life does not have meaning without suffering as well. Such a record is required for judgment in the afterlife. Yes. The process is known as the Jil Tara, and is extremely painful. It requires focus and self-control, and occurs many times in a Catathian's life. And the day that Hovat accepted my proposal of marriage. And later the marriage ceremony itself. And the day that Hovat gave birth to my daughter, Camaria. And the day that I lost them both. No, Peter Quill. A Catathian life record is a record of just that. Major milestones and important events. Like the day I became a man. Yes, and thank you for the gift. Do you still have questions about Catathian beliefs? I am cast into Sarduth, where I will cease to exist. My my life essence, would travel to the gates of Ultath. There I will be judged by the great kings and queens of ages past, and if deemed worthy, the gates will open. No, Peter Quill. Your record is instead given by those who knew you in life. Yes. Perhaps, once I believed my failure to avenge their deaths had banished us all to Sarduth. But now, thanks to you and the others, I see a deeper truth. Perhaps to you. To me, they are the most important moments of my life. Each line is composed of 1,000 scars, each engraved with the tooth of a walnut creature. No, Peter Quill. On Katath, we practice scarification, so that there is a record, proof, that one is worthy to enter Ultath. Ah, like yourself. Really, after Thanos murdered my family, rage filled my heart. In my search for revenge, I found Mentor. I do not think we share the same definition of legitimate. That is one way to describe it. That remains to be seen after my battle with Thanos. I became convinced that he still drew breath. I demanded proof, but when none was provided, I convinced myself that others were concealing his location. I saw his hideous visage in every shadow, and murdered anyone I thought was hiding him. I suppose that it is impressive to criminals. Regardless, I followed the pulse in my mind until it led me to a moon in the Black Quadrant. And there, I found Thanos, hiding like a coward. Allegedly. The very fibers of my being say otherwise. I can still feel him out there. I have no doubt in my heart that he survived, just as I did. Our battle waged for days. Each of us trading blows across the moon's inhospitable surface, equal in strength, equal in our resolve to see the other dead once and for all. Which part would you like to hear, Peter Quill? How I allegedly killed the Mad Titan, or are you enamored by my stay in the kiln? I had succumbed to madness, and become the very thing that I hoped to vanquish. Once I realized that, I could not live with the monster that I had become. Perhaps. It is not my place to judge. You would not have survived the cycle. Why? You have more questions about Thanos and the kiln. Very well. Worse. However, after the chaos I wrought in my misguided quest for revenge, it was a well-deserved punishment. I know how it sounds, Peter Quill. No, Mentor is his name. And his brother Cronus, sorcerers. They gave me a sleeping potion that would grant my greatest desire, finding and killing Thanos. I recall throwing a final swing before I collapsed from exhaustion. When I awoke, I was in a hospital on Elanis. Many rotations had passed, and I was being hailed as a hero. I am not. When I awoke, I was changed. I could sense the Mad Titan's vile life force, feel it pulsating from across the galaxy. I do not. Thoughts cannot be held. What would you like to know? I surrendered. Then pray they died quickly, with sorcery. Peter Quill. Peter Quill. I did not expect to find you in here. It is, indeed, a spectacular blade. I see Zatar the Unfinished's blade speaks to you as well. You require the rodent to use the workbench, Peter Quill. I am certain you will hurt yourself without the Hellbeast's assistance. The rodent is not here, Peter Quill. Without the rodent, your engineering attempts will be futile. Laughable, but futile. Peter Quill, I fear you lack the necessary skill for tinkering. How would we accidentally cross into the Nova Corps force field? There is no need to explain yourself, Peter Quill. Unlike the rodent, I do not mind when others are curious about my things. King Zatar. And he is. Every Catathian warrior knows the story of his pilgrimage to Maklu 4. What do you mean? And yet you have given me a new purpose, Peter Quill. Seems my destiny was not in the mountains of Kakarantara after all, but here, on this ship, with you. Ah, Peter Quill. There are many paths to Ultath. The pilgrimage to Maklu 4 is but one of them. And yes, I suppose you could say this is the Excalibur of my people. It is a symbol of a king and the great hunt he inspired for those seeking to regain a place in Ultath. By never giving up. A warrior only truly dies when he stops living. I will be here. Thanos allowed me and a few others to live, to set an example. Defeated and humiliated, the surviving members of my squad chose to make the pilgrimage to Maklu 4. But I could not. I continued to walk the path of revenge. When Thanos murdered my family and destroyed my village, twice I chose the path of revenge. First I raised a small army of Catathian warriors. Even outnumbered, we cut our way through the Chitauri line and challenged Thanos himself. What would you like to know? Yes. But I was not strong enough the first time. I am unfamiliar with such a weapon. With an equally impressive history, King Zatar proved that our stories, the records of who we were in life, are ours to shape. He could have died a coward who lost his place in Ultath, or he could do what I and many of my people believe he did, change the ending of his story. Certainly, in the history of my people, a rival king attacked Zatar's lands, easily overwhelming his forces. Captured and broken, Zatar challenged the rival king to a fight to the death, but the conqueror refused, banishing him to a life of dishonor and disgrace instead. It belonged to Zatar the Unfinished, a great Catathian warrior king who led the first pilgrimage to Maklu IV. I do not have a doubt in my heart, Peter Quill, that we will have moderate success. How is it depressing? So King Zatar went to Maklu IV to challenge the mighty Fin Fang Foom and change his destiny. Until you helped me put the ghosts of Hovat and Camaria to rest. He did not fail, Peter Quill. King Zatar did not vanquish Fin Fang Foom, it is true, but he did redeem himself in the eyes of his people. Ah, Peter Quill, I see you have discovered my criminal record. It is unreachable. I cannot reach it. I must reach it somehow. If I were not blocked, my path is obstructed. Bring it to me, and I will. I cannot use it. Impossible. I must access it first. I need to get closer. Yes, indeed. Certainly. My pleasure. I shall. I am compelled. I will proceed. Yes, I will handle it. Absolutely. Agreed. Can someone else help here? Can someone help with this? Absolutely not. I will not. No, I cannot help you. I am not the one to ask. I am of no use here. I do not believe I can. Impossible. I must decline. I am ill-suited to your task. I'll take care of it. I am on it. I volunteer to remain on planet with the tree this time. Someone should chaperone him and the slug princess. 3 cycles is not a sufficient amount of time. I suggest getting one that smells more pleasant. I could have convinced Lady Hellbender to purchase you. With the correct strategy, no battle is unwinnable. It was not. We were found out and had to run away like cowards. I find it repulsive. Assassin, you believe the events unfolding aboard the Rock qualify as a mutiny, correct? Even if the officers who rebelled were under the influence of a mysterious force. If we are looking for a future endeavor, I still wish to battle the great Fin Fang Foom. Rodent, will you have time to repair the broken refrigerator door? In the near future. Please, recount your adventures in the caves of Lamentus. I should be informed of what I cannot recall. The tree fought a god. Impressive. I remember my first mission with this team. It was a disaster. True. They do not always go as planned. It may be unprofitable, but I cannot deny it is entertaining. We will get the coin Peter Quill promised. We shall not turn to roasted bread slices. I will not assassinate anyone. Yet you have just said something. Why do you still read about wartime tactics, Assassin? Do you miss the Galactic War? I was referring to your time working with Nova Corps when you were viewed as a hero. You were not fond of peacekeeping. Do you ever ponder how different your lives would have been had you joined the Nova Corps? Both. By defeating Foom, we will secure our place in Ul'Tath, the desirable one. I believe they were hatchet-wielding goons, and they were after Peter Quill. This could all have been avoided if the rodent had relinquished his hidden cache of units. I still have my doubts. It is not possible for you to slip into combat armor this fast. What I remember most about this station is our time together. What did he do with the detonation charges he found in the ventilation system? So the rodent does have a stash after all. In retrospect, our team was eclectic on that first mission. Morgoth be with you! You are right to be worried about the broken communications array, rodent. A potential client might contact us and find our messaging system unavailable. Perhaps because some of us shirk our duty to distribute cards of business. Perhaps it should be more descriptive, like Interplanetary Unusual Attacking Team. Not in Catathian. I will consider it. Cease your running around, rodent. You are interfering with my equilibrium. An honest mistake. Do they look alike? I remember a certain Cosmo working at Ella's bar. Did we not fulfill a bounty for her some time ago? So she is not the chief of security we are about to meet. We should use it to acquire food. What part of this would help clear my mind? I need to clear my mind. This book is not helping. Our bathroom is quite cramped for a being of his stature. You do not trust him to solve our predicament, but he has proven himself reliable. You seem to have a low opinion of Peter Quill. Why, only a few rotations ago, he was piloting us safely out of a collapsing quarantine zone sector. Statistically, that statement is true of most people. Yes, little one. I was addressing the creature. She somewhat reminds me of my daughter. No, but they are resilient and stubborn, like the creature. We may have to pack some boxes for them. Then we place him in a safe location until we can tend to his wounds. Then we place him in a safe location until we can give him a proper burial. Ah, a tactically sound observation. You are jealous of her status. That is not a prowess, simply a commercial fact. Of course, Lady Hellbender is a legendary warrior and a noble queen, Contraxia. A shame. Although it would have been incomplete without the battle drums. If we are to risk our lives on this mission, we should commune together and intone a Catathian battle hymn together. Yes, I am sensing irritation from you. 7 cycles ago. The Golden Man is perfectly intelligible. I have noticed that the tree is very meticulous about grooming. Lady Hellbender would never purchase such a lowly creature. It would be cowardly and dishonorable. We could have sold the weaponry. Doubtful. We should continue on our path. The Golden Warrior will not endure Raker's torture forever. I am scared. I live with fear every day. Knowing of its presence in my heart strengthens my resolve. It allows me to move past it. He simply knows that the true evil is Magus. Raker is but an impressionable fanatic. But you are not an adult. Do you believe the abomination is left for good? I suggest we wait to hear what Peter Quill will propose. But I thought that... I am unsure. Perhaps Mantlow's Tavern, because their ale is weaker than Mantlow's. Can you do that? I am. Tell me, rodent, would you have harmed the llama creature if the tree had not removed it? I would prefer if you refrained. I would prefer not to have to remove your arm. We have removed it from its natural habitat. We must now tend to its needs. Peter Quill, we must soon discuss the status of my official team membership badge. Obviously, you would not have one, assassin. The small one indicated the procedure is a well-guarded secret. Nevertheless, they must have had loved ones who may not take kindly to our actions. I once tore through the galaxy to find the man who murdered my family. I am still dwelling on the events that unfolded on the Novacor station. What is our plan if the matriarch is no longer in the Continuum Cortex? It is unusual for you to refuse to think of backup plans. If we must catastrophize about the Golden One, I would consider the possibility of his skills being insufficient to stop the Church's forces. He has spent the last decade in a cave. He is very muscular. Indeed, it did. It is said that Lady Hellbender held her breath through 10 moons while riding across the stars on the back of a great horned beast. And when she arrived... This moment of quiet reminds me of the legendary siege of Seknarf 7. I am optimistic about Peter Quill convincing our guest to fight alongside us. I hope Peter Quill has convinced our guest to fight alongside us. Please refrain from creating this club of dance. Perhaps we should consume the rest of our food rations before we reach nowhere, to make room for new ones. Yes, the dehydrated eggs are foul. You are not hungry? Nonsense. Fin Fang Foom is a beast of legend, a unique individual, a reptilian god, not a measly deserter. Trust you repaid by attempting to rob our employer, so you claimed. You soiled yourself for a mission. That is vile. Morgoth's breath, you are correct. How about Space Guard as our new team moniker? You have never tasted my cooking. I am a great cook. You were eager to work for Thanos. That is patently false. Going to nowhere without paying our fine would bring more trouble in the long run. What happened after you entered the caves? With the girl on my shoulders. What is in that container on your work table? My mother did not write love letters. She displayed her affection by hunting large game animals for my father to cook. I am getting used to it. Gamora Zanhubari, do you wish to practice hand-to-hand techniques? Yes. At first I believed you had bewitched Peter Quill. I could see no other reason he would hire an assassin for a protection contract. You could also have seduced him. He lacks mental fortitude in the presence of women. You are rodent-like. That is not a valid taxonomic order. I do not hide my units in a stash, for I am not a rodent. Really? How is she connected with my soreness? My shoulders are sore. She was not at her post when we contacted her. Someone else could have let them in. I must admit, I fear for the crew of the Hala's Hope. I would prefer a comparison with the Catathian Duthbar, a creature that feasts on the dreams of sleepers and enslaves them in eternal slumber. As we were leaving Lamentis, Peter Quill compared the matriarch's predicament to that of a head vampire. I assume these are Terran creatures, and a very warm inner core. I do not wish to cover my ritual markings. I must bare my skin to the elements. Fair point. Then I suggest Savers of the Galaxy. Why? We already have a name. Morgoth's breath, you are correct! Focusing on the upper body alone is the mark of an amateur. If I put my weight on my left foot, I have much better control over my right hook. I sense there is more coming. Lady, additionally, Novacor confiscated your crate of weaponry. Rodent, you mentioned the Madonna riding my shoulders through the caves. There was more than one cave, then. I have a vague recollection of dampness. You were being facetious. You've been quite vocal about your dislike for Peter Quill's hairstyle. Why? I jumped into a ravine. How could I survive the fall? Another. Ah, what an adventure. I wonder what the future has in store for us. Dispatching enemies is not my only skill. Perhaps next time we should get a contract with no fighting involved. Cheer up, Rodent. The rain will be refreshing. After Peter Quill pulled me out of the ravine, that is when you found the Golden Man? Ah, like Magus, the ethereal reflection of our guest. There are numerous Catathian legends about metal-eating beasts, although they usually prefer to consume a warrior's blade, and usually right before an important battle. You truly believe the llama creature consumes wiring as its diet? Perhaps we are somewhat alike. You are a risk-taker. Do you have investments? Catathian anthems are the antithesis of chaos. I have never caused enough chaos to warrant his intervention. I do not consider Seknov 9 a successful heroic venture. Bank robberies are not heroic. I am pondering our latest mission. If they are murderers, then justice would be served, and we could negotiate an extension of our fine. What if we contacted one of the assassin's disreputable sources? One of those informants is bound to be of value to Novacor. It is Matriarch. He explicitly did not. He is not a runt. You have seen him in combat. He is a vicious, cruel, bloodthirsty beast. I still believe it is a mistake to sell the tree. That does not make sense. Lady Hellbender will see the beast beyond your measly appearance. In other circumstances, I would be thrilled. But we will humiliate ourselves by trying to sell sentient lumber to Lady Hellbender. She possesses a number of weapons, and not all axes are meant to cut down trees. I am endeavoring to contain my enthusiasm. Our mission is of prime importance. No, you are correct. I am very eager. The Golden Man has made his allegiance clear. He will not join Raker. Do you have a team name suggestion, or are you content to turn mine down repeatedly? I like that one. At last, the hunt for Fin Fang Foom truly begins. We should avoid making the rodent angrier. A perfect fit for the short one. We have found you passage, rat. We should wait here while the weasel goes in. We should send the furry one in. Rodent, enter it. That is doubtful. I do prefer that name, but the acronym is unwieldy. If we are devoured, there will be no remains to bury. Perhaps a more spacious ship. My family is dead. She is winking. Proceed, my wooden friend. Our companion could stretch across. Stretch over this chasm, wooden friend. Tall one, we must cross over. Friend, reveal your magic wood. Ah, the mythical void. Death's black terminal. I would rather be there with you. We do not surrender. We will restrain them until we are done here. You plan to play cards with them and cheat? We have seen many such ships. I would know. You must fight with dignity, Peter Quill, which is why we should have gone after Fin Fang Foom. Lady Hellbender values rarity in her acquisitions. Sorcery. Have you perished, Peter Quill? This position is untenable. It is not your vision that I am... Assassin, I told you I saw them. We could free it, were it not out of reach. I am on my way. It shall be done. Understood. Done. Let us see you do this, assassin. It is beyond the scope of my knives, but the assassin's deceptive agility may prove of use. The crane's cable appears vulnerable. It would prove sufficient for me, were it not suspended in midair. Curse these volatile ruins! My head is not made of muscle. We cannot present this pathetic creature to the monster queen of Seknov 9. She will laugh at us. Yes. Now that is a monster. That is physically impossible. She is not my buddy. I will find you, Peter Quill. Describe your surroundings. Noted. My skin does not contain bioluminescence. First, we must find a way to climb up. I am debating whether to employ the Kershagar lunge to subdue our monster, and whether that would be inadvertently fatal. Glorious! Bring on our monster! I am engorged with the thrum of battle. Indeed. Your skull is as numb as mine, rodent. They do not possess nerves. Door, open! Lady Hellbender will pay extra if it is poisonous. Good! Then we fight! Peter Quill, hide behind me! I will protect you! Yeah! Behold the might of a Catathian warrior! I cannot refute this. I disagree. Strength is endearing. My little Camaria and her mother Hovat were two of the strongest people who ever lived. Perhaps he has located our monster. Certainly not. They did not respect traitors. Eventually. I hope all these are true. I yearn for a worthy challenge. Lady Hellbender is an exceptional female. She would desire only the most worthy of pets. Lady Hellbender is a renowned warrior. An ideal specimen would reflect that strength. Remember this moment should you ever think of crossing me, assassin. She covets the forbidden knowledge of your magic glasses, Peter Quill. It was not intended as a compliment. It is a wonder the nimble assassin has not abandoned us already. You should ask her. You need the assassin's blade for this. It will be faster if she cuts it. The green one would be more efficient here. The assassin should do it. I cannot defy gravity, Peter Quill. We must first free it from that contraption. I did as our leader bid. Not all of us are so quick to disobey. Neither inspire confidence. I do not take orders from you, traitor. Perhaps the assassin should scout ahead. She is a respectable collector, and I cannot wait to meet our monster. Our monster has arrived! It appears to be broken! The small one loves this kind of work. It requires the skills of the short one. This is a job for the rodent. The rodent is better suited to the task. The furry one should handle it. If they are food for our quarry, it will not be far behind. At once, where would you like it? When all else fails, use muscle. Easily. Where shall I put it? Certainly. Where shall I move it? I can do more than handle it. Gladly. With ease. Where would you like it, Peter Quill? To where shall I move it? I will drop it where you command. Certainly. Tell me where to place it. Where shall I relocate it? Are you certain where you want it this time? Do not fall victim to indecision, Peter Quill. Pointless speculation. The rodent forbid me from participating. Pointless speculation. The rodent has made his disinterest in fair competition very clear. Why? Fair point, rodent. I have no need for a projectile weapon. Why? Is this another one of those idioms? As if you would know. You have robot parts inside your head. Inside a giant robot head! Ha ha! I would organize a hunting expedition on Maklu 4. I would like to speculate nonetheless. And defeat the legendary Fin Fang Foom! Yes! And defeat the legendary Fin Fang Foom! Very well. I will speculate with you. I would organize a hunting expedition on Maklu 4. I do not wish to acquire hypercircuits. But he fell. Why take a different path? What happened to your timber companion? Aha! So you admit it! Peter Quill, the double agent is trying to lull me into a false sense of security. But you were familiar with this tactic. Of course you were. Thanos ordered his invaders to raise most of our fleets and demolish our factories before we could respond. Surely you knew that. There was a reason. You collided with that column of scrap. All you do is fly the ship. Her name is Lady Hellbender, and her collection of rare creatures is outdone only by the wealth she showers on those who procure them. She is an honorable warrior, not one of your back-alley hooligans. I do not love Lady Hellbender. That does not at all resemble me. They are rich in detail. The past cannot be left. It follows our every step. The two are not mutually exclusive. We shall see. It will be majestic. Were those systems uninhabited? I take no orders from you. I look forward to one of you winning, then perhaps this senseless chatter will cease. Dishonestly. How many of these ships did you personally destroy, Assassin? Your team was tasked with keeping Peter Quill safe. Yes, his fragile Terran frame cannot handle the impact. It is not a question of luck. I do not see the mining ship amid all this wreckage. On the next mission, I do not wish to be on Green Team. I assume the large arm belonged to the large torso. The colors did correspond. Perhaps they are scavenging old food stores for sustenance. Sustenance, no doubt. Or they draw sustenance from something that is leaking. Yes. Is it caustic? Settle an argument, rodent. What is this omnipresent pink substance made of? She is also quite contrarian. Peter Quill. The insubordination of the assassin has become insufferable. Do they resemble the eyes of the beasts from earlier? Then that is what he should have said. We would likely receive higher compensation. Perhaps it was the ship you served on, daughter of Thanos. Be warned, I was attacked by strange creatures when installing a thumper, a spined orb with multiple ocular protrusions. It is a moniker to mark the countless I slaughtered during a shameful period of untempered rage. Catathians have no need for surnames. I would much rather discuss the eyeball. Ah, was she a fearsome beast? Incorrect. I have just installed another one. If it were worthy of Lady Hellbender's collection, it would not die so easily. Your mot was not an accident. I simply did not agree that the Znark's mercenary deserved to live. My blades are eager to meet this monster. That does not narrow my search. Peter Quill, I have located some old equipment, but I do not see you. If she did, I would wrench the ship free. I was a warrior, but working the soil can be as satisfying as battle. It is good to be doing physical labor again. I will require a vigorous scrubbing when this mission is complete. It is strange. I have not encountered any corpses in the wreckage. They say that the mere mention of her name can end a negotiation. Once we deliver her prize, Lady Hellbender could become an influential ally. No. I want people to offer us bigger tasks because they fear her wrath. You were a profiteer. There is a distinct sensation navigating this wreck. Catathians call it the Shadow's Gaze. Perhaps our prey is stalking us. I say, let it come. Constitution training. I should partake as well. It is fitting that they should die like insects. We should set course for Contraxia. Lay bare our issues over a cold Catathian brew. This is no time to celebrate. We have made an awful mistake. There is no escaping Lady Hellbender's wrath. You are corrupting the child. Clearly it is not. Either way, it is no place for a child. We appear to have lost power. Peter Quill, we have decided the child will take your room. You will take the couch. You are certain this Cosmo is trustworthy, Peter Quill? He is a man of action. I assume it will be worse. You are flying the wrong way. They say the weather patterns of Seknarf 9 are tied to the temperament of its ruler. Someone play this man a song! I am holding my buttocks as Peter Quill instructed. We have debris incoming! Now is not the time for hand-to-hand combat. Catathians do not like to be cold. Do not be ridiculous. This place lacks the eternal frost of Sarduth. Do you fear dying with a guilty conscience, assassin? Is she here? Why are we fleeing? We are not cowards! It is unwise to flee combat now that we have engaged. We will perish unless we turn around now. We are sneaking. Get us through there, Peter Quill! Not so fast, little one. Because I am your father. Yes, little one. Your mother waits. You've been playing in your mother's garden again. Hunting dirt? Only fools rush forward. A hunter waits. Chooses her moment. I only fear you miss the point of this lesson. Are you so keen to usurp your father, little one? They are much more than that. Let us see if you've been paying attention. And have you? These walls carry the history of our people. Why do you haunt me? You do not know what you ask. Why are you doing this? Will you not leave me be? They are the only thing that matters. My Hovat was the most fearless mate I've ever known. She brought me peace even during times of war. I will cherish the time that we had, and not resent the time that we lost by destroying my home. They both were... They were. Peter Quill. My family is gone. What sits before me? Without it, I will have nothing. I cannot be alone again. I would endure the depths of Sarduth to be with my family. Shall love and honor you both. Always. My Camarilla. My innocent little Camarilla. She was the best of us both. Despite her meager stature. Left, little one. I can hear you, little one. We shall see. What is happening? Perhaps we should get him a leash. Looking for information about this Cosmo, I presume. Did you get lost again, Peter Quill? Perhaps just a little. Ha! I told you he was still alive. I allowed my rage to control me. I have since been rehabilitated. Was he also a prisoner of the Chitauri? Dishonorable killers and thieves. Even the mangiest of mutts will behave when it befits them. What is the thing she is referring to? How do we find this Cosmo? The Mad Titan will pay for everything that he has destroyed. The soothsayers on Katath were unable to predict its demise. You are his adopted daughter, and you believe that. Did they have fortune-tellers on Earth, Peter Quill? Avoiding responsibility. Peter Quill, we should be alerting Cosmo about the rock. We should find this Cosmo. Security seems to be staring at me. You are being evasive, woman. I told Peter Quill I would try, but that is not the point. The insect woman has embarrassed you. Not wanting to discuss it is your right. That is not the end of the story. That insect woman was odd. I understand your reluctance to discuss her. With ease! Behold my Catathian might! Keep clear! I will cast it aside. A testament to my strength. The obstacle shall be thrown. Lobbing it out of the way as requested. Certainly, it will be done. It is not your business, Peter Quill. Do not wait for me. I need to leave. Do you believe that this is the edge of the universe, Peter Quill? This heaven sounds pleasant. I do not know. I lack the appropriate appendages for flight. I hope your mother found her way to heaven. Propaganda, Peter Quill. Spread to quell fears after the war. The fabric of my being, I know he still lives. No one should die without meaning, Peter Quill. That would be foolhardy. I came to honor the memory of my family. They died without meaning or honor. But then I realized Thanos cannot be killed. Yes. To feel close to them. Speak to them. Perhaps you think that sounds foolish. If you do not mind, Peter Quill, I would like to be left alone now. And into nothing. You desired revenge. When Thanos murdered my family, for a long time I believed that their wasted lives would be redeemed if I took revenge on him. How do you know? If you do not mind, Peter Quill, I would like to be left alone now. No, in Catathian religion, we believe that in order to reach Ultaf, one must lead a life filled with purpose, and that failure to do so results in banishment to Sarduth. My wife, Hovat, and my daughter, Camaria, they died without meaning. Our families have been cast out of paradise, Peter Quill. Peter Quill, that is true. The rodent left the bar once he realized you would not be killed. For you, he does not wish to kill us. Unbreakable blood oath? That is a serious commitment, Peter Quill. This is ridiculous. I see no lips on this creature. I am always ready. Why? We have not yet spent our ill-gotten gains. You could apologize. It demonstrates a willingness to compromise. Yes, the apology does not need to be sincere. Nothing of consequence. They say to know the future is to know madness. It is as simple as that. You have said in the past that we must live with our actions. Your father was evil, but he was your father. And you betrayed him. I am curious. How did you reconcile the betrayal of your father? You did not answer my earlier question. Have you met Nowhere's chief of security? The attachment we feel to certain places and people are sometimes unexplainable. Why does this Cosmo permit them to peddle their lies? These charlatans are incessant. I cannot hear my own thoughts. Then focus on our mission and not on our mutual lack of thirst. I am not thirsty. I have heard of their cowardice. Who are those men with the insect woman? They are monetizing deception. What is it you are so eager to do? I find vanquishing my foes to be the most enjoyable pastime. Have you had dealings with this Cosmo murderess? It is a statement of fact. You are by trade an assassin. I washed them before leaving the ship. War always moves the poor to the frontiers. Some wounds heal, while many scars remain. You are not. He is much shorter and covered in fur. Well, then you would have lived a completely different life and your location would be irrelevant. You're welcome. I do not expect him to pay his tab. I suspect the rodent and his tree companion will be drinking somewhere. I do not wish to discuss it. Ugh. You seem to know the insect woman, Peter Quill, even if she could not remember your name. She did not strike me as very serious. That was not the name! I shall render it rubble. It will prove of little challenge. I am certainly capable. Stand back. Let us see you do this, rodent. It would be my pleasure. This shall be fulfilling. With ease. It shall soon be no more. I shall enjoy this. His perfect posterior. On this we are agreed. You are wrong on both counts. Leave this to me. One does not make a whole, Peter Quill. It is the absence of something. Would under suffice? It is not the size of the boot, but the might of the one who wields it. You are a valued member of this team, not a tool to be thrown about. Do your worst, Faith Wizard! I have seen a sign! I am referring to the billboard! Perhaps it can be cut loose! The Warlock saved us from certain death! That would be an impractical use of our time! Magus demands adulation, trapping you with vile illusion while feeding on your soul. The beast is being exposed to the promise! These belligerents do not stand a chance! It is not definite, because we will stop it. He will regret it. Nor will I. Perhaps shooting him would yield better results. No, more likely Magus will use the ritual's power to drain the life energies of all in attendance. You will not! I will pull it! We exited the Continuum Cortex. You are headed in the wrong direction, Peter Quill. Peter Quill, you seem to believe that the runt would lead us out. Have you changed your mind? Because I am. We seem to be heading in the right direction. The baying beast is not far. The yapping is getting louder. Dog report item. We are no closer to the source of the barking. I can hardly hear the dog. Perhaps your ears are damaged. You do listen to your music at extreme volumes. Peter Quill, we are no closer to finding the source of this noise. He must be the runt. His charm is an obvious trap. Fulfillment has begun. The collective noun for a group of young dogs is a litter. Promise is incredibly hard to resist. Canine barking. Too strident for Cosmo. No! Why do we not simply destroy the power sources? I have only one face. I would not stand between you and your prey. Engraving an explosive is imprudent. I have faith your spawn will be saved, Peter Quill. It will be a glorious battle. We are with you, Peter Quill! Now the true battle begins. Literally. Ha! Done! His condition is shared by thousands across the galaxy. That reminds me, I am starving. Catathians enter adolescence much earlier than most. The Golden One will need rescuing. That age is a difficult one. Even my sweet Camaria could be trying. You believe the dog is leading us into another trap? The dog awaits us, Peter Quill. Behold! The faith energy bubble recedes! Does she not realize her plan has been thwarted? This puny whelp will be a great warrior one day.
Yeah.
I fear I will regret this. Ah! A giant head does not have feet. Do not squander your ordnance. I can get through it. I will do it. While the rest of you flee, it would be an honor. This universe will not be worth living in if these fiends succeed. How do you know there is a wheel? I saw no wheel. Soon to be one less! What now? I see many things, none of which will help us move forward. Lungs are already gray. I have seen them. Many times. Our plan requires a great many people. I do not recall anyone making that claim. That would be counting eggs. Now is clearly not the time for that. I move as swiftly as is necessary. It is unmistakable. It is the waste product of a large Catathian slug. Eucrea, eating my soul. You wish to poison its food supply. The ritual must be starting soon. Readily! Perhaps you entered the code incorrectly. I have made the same mistake. Unlikely. We are not on Earth. Do not trouble yourself, tree. I will destroy it. Naturally. The tremors have intensified. It is an accurate statement. This seems impertinent to our task. An intriguing texture. I support the Small One's plan. He knows we are here. He will attempt to start the ritual early. So it no longer has this fresh grass that you speak of. I, too, would not want to live on barren rock. His mind is addled. Or he is simply a dog. The Guardians of the Galaxy. They are wicked perversions. You must bite them with all your might. An implosion feels more probable. I am optimistic for the beast's recovery. I hear only barking. If they are part of this promise, these humans are most assuredly dead. Do not be swayed by the bribe of their return as I was. If you missed your home planet, could you not simply return at any time? All words are made up. She is the one you saw in the Matriarch's promise. You did. You said you were in love with us right after the part about killing your sister. We accept you, Gamora Zenwulburi. That is the Catathian definition of love. The priest said that they were bringing... That cannot be healthy. Their remains should be properly buried. Your mother was not cast out into nothing. As long as we remember them, those we cherish are not truly gone. Peter Quill, I wish to apologize for what I said when last we were here. There has been no sign of Goldie Braun since he leapt from our ship. The Warlock carries an old grudge. He would not align himself with the Grand Unifier. Because now they expect us. If you do not have the upper body strength, perhaps your magic guns can help. I have been eager to topple something over. There is no way through this wall. Now is not the time for literature! Somebody who also makes little sense. I was not fine. Magus was devouring my soul. Your memory is suspect. It shall be no more. It shall fall. Without issue. It will stand in our way no longer. Mind the falling debris. Perhaps you had best step back. I will gladly assist. It will give way under my might. I smell death. Careful. There is treachery ahead. Enemies ahead, Peter Quill. Theirs. I am an optimist. Focus, Peter Quill. Prepare to spill blood. Danger lies ahead. We must get ready. Enemies ahead, Peter Quill. Incoming! They do not fear death. I could topple the pillar. I tried pushing, to no avail. Regardless, we must reach the Undercity to find the girl and stop whatever they are doing. The girl may have sensed the evil in the stone and insisted they try again. They say Celestials are powered by hyperspace. Perhaps he wishes to turn it into a ship. Careful, Peter Quill. Perhaps this is how they powered their fleet to reach Lamentus. The converted ones will be prepared to die in order to bring their loved ones back to life. Have you found anything, Peter Quill? Look out! Our level of cooperation is invigorating. We have become a formidable team. Perhaps they have built another giant ray gun inside the Continuum Cortex. So can the promise. The same thing we saw when we flew in. The Church tailors their offer to the individual. The Church believes they have already won. We must use that to our advantage. I'll rejoice, Rodent, for our final battle will be glorious. There does appear to be an excess of it stored here. This does not bode well for the dog. It shall move by my will. Nothing stays still forever. I will extract it. I must pry it loose from its source. Step back and witness my strength. If it is what you require, I will comply. I will free it from its position. A monster will feast on you and your terror instead. They have been very busy redecorating. We should be prepared in case the Grand Unifier arrives. Where? I do not see them. The Great Labyrinth on Katath was a rite of passage. Children would enter it on the evening of the harvest, and whoever emerged by the next evening was considered an adult. As do I. What must it feel like to have one's soul torn in two? There's no point lingering here in the place of our defeat. Yes, that is true. We must not linger. The ritual is just ahead. That amuses you. It is also ahead. Battle must have been tremendous. Is any of this structurally sound? Why do the mightiest powers of the universe not intervene against the Church? Galactus, the Stranger, the Living Tribunal. I am eager to pull that sorcerer's insides to the outside. There is still no sign of the Warlock. Improbable. He magically shaved when our backs were turned. They are either below us awaiting the fulfillment, or they have been transported to Sacrosanct. They are the keepers of Catathian lore. This will be an epic tale. When we are done here, we will need to tell a Rhapsodus about these adventures. I did not eat on the ship. I hunger. It can wait. It means they have lost their father. I did not know you were so sentimental. You underestimate their greed. Raker promises power and eternal life. The Church's forces increased by the tick. Their superior numbers could have easily breached the defenses. It depends on the wind and the position of the mountains. Leeward and windward. Why do you cry, Rodent? The miners they have converted will remember. You seem more agitated than usual. Is there something wrong? Indeed. I would much rather face them with my blades. Perhaps we should summon the ship to deliver us to our destination. Navigate us, minuscule dog. Right and left are not concepts understood by the Catathian people. No. I will inform you if I observe any. Can you smell the Grand Unifier's presence? Rodent, how proficient is that nose? Do neither. Look your enemies in their eyes. Assuming we find the girl, how do we sever her connection with Magus? If the promise is to be realized here, converted will be flocking in to witness it. Are we the only new arrivals? Likely it was an exceptionally large blade. A valiant effort in the face of certain defeat. Perhaps later. Dog, I have an appendix to the dog item report to deliver. If you wander about early enough in the morning, it is this empty. I have seen nowhere this desolated before. Blades, my own hands, and feet, knees, elbows. This carnage brings back troubling memories of worlds I destroyed. Often my forehead. Unlikely. They were all charlatans. The church accepts no bribes. They seek only submission. It is a valid question. Many homes are made from wood. Catathian skin density. Catathian bone density. They would have been devoured by the beast that dwells within. Those especially cunning may have survived for a few cycles. What do the buyers do with all of the brain matter? Why? Do you have any training in dealing with illusory prisons, Gamora? Did you ever escape? Could you stop a turbulent ocean with your bullets? One day we must test your theory. Dog! To us, dog! Dog! To us! Please! Perhaps there is a way to steer nowhere directly into the rift. You fear he will lose his command. I could not miss him. Complete devotion. I too heard this voice, and could hear nothing else. I do not know where this is going. Its call is too great to ignore. I too heard this voice. This feat is not so easily done. No, she called me here to mend what I have lost. Lying scoundrel. Where is she? Where is the matriarch? I am in favor of this plan. Goldie Braun seems capable despite his ridiculous name. Peter Quill, your child is in danger. If her pain is half my own, the darkness may consume her entirely. Great darkness grew with every lie that I swallowed. The longer I remained with my family, the more certain I became that I could never leave. I am of sound mind, thanks to you all. Though I owe amends for my lapse in judgment. We waste precious time. There is much for which I must make amends. I am merely embarrassed at my past weakness. It feels good, does it not? Rocket, it's your turn. Fin Fang Foom, come and face your death. Rocket! And now we disrobe. He hears you. This is the perfect spot. Here we will challenge the great beast. Peter Quill, go! Shout with me. Here we demonstrate our mettle. Nonsense. We shall be victorious and our conquest will fill us with the vigor of 10. Just you wait, my tiny friend. This battle will melt away your cares. We are ready! The beast grows desperate. You are the bane of ice, Peter Quill. Now the true battle begins. Flesh does not dent. A beast is most dangerous when at its most desperate. We must not fail. His opinion does not appear to have improved. Prepare yourself, Foom. You face Captain Heatglob by beating him into submission. Hiya! That is technically impossible. Impossible. Foom was born without fear. In the cold heart of a dying star. This one was. Yes! We stand triumphant. Foom has fallen. Indeed! Let us meet our deaths bemused. Take heed! The ice is amplifying our velocity! Ah-ha-ha! Glorious! Ah-ha! Exhilarating! Yea is not a unit of measurement. Perhaps we can leap to the ledge above, or better facilitate our leap. Oh, of course not. Steady breathing is essential to an effective leap. Ah! We all succeed or none succeed. Can the tree not lift us one by one? Including Fin Fang Foom. Extreme cold would not render your brain mush. More likely it would solidify. Why would you consume the ribs of an infant? If the beast is hunting us, it will not find us easy prey. We are a pack of our own. I have not. There is nothing magical about mud. It is a good thing my skin is so resistant. Captain Fireball. Captain Heatglob. Another plant falls to Captain Heatglob. Make haste, Peter Quill! Or seek revenge. Let us return the favor. Ancient legends do tell of such a thing. Yes! No, it is an appetizer! Well said, Peter Quill. Yes! Now bring on Fin Fang Foom! Yes! We did not come here to be slain by ice and rocks. There is only one noble way to die on Maklu 4, like so many of my people before us. We should look for Catathian hunt markers, testaments to the bravery of those who came before. Glorious death, like great stakes planted with honor and in service of redemption. Glorious dead end! Indeed, most Catathians believe that in order to reach paradise, Ultaf, you must live a life filled with purpose. Failure to achieve this results in banishment to Sarduth. And soon we shall have theirs. It is not a place. It is non-existence. If we all die, we will die like proper Catathians. After Thanos raised Katath, my people were left broken, physically and mentally. Their exodus led many of them here in great numbers. Our talk on nowhere. You were paying attention. Not victims. They came for the ultimate battle. A truly glorious death. Many would have been traitors or criminals, surely bound for Sarduth. Some were diseased or dying. None. You have nothing to fear. They say that his bones cannot be crushed. I shall pretend it is the head of Fin Fang Foom. These cliffs grow increasingly unstable with every impact. I want Fin Fang Foom. Lady Hellbender will go for it. Legends of glorious death! Ha 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 ha! The legends of raining fire are true! They are Catathian hunt markers. Look, my people were here. His fleshy frame would make a poor instrument of demolition. I could clear the rubble from that ledge, Peter Quill. I just need something to throw. Do not underestimate anything that survives the perils of this planet. He is even bigger than his legend. The legends do tell of Fin Fang Foom stalking Maklu's greatest caldera. Thank you, Peter Quill. I must admit that with everything that has happened, I need this. It is a legendary hunt. That was not the great hunt. It was a regular hunt. Ah ha ha! Glorious! I was born ready. Because you have never seen me on the great hunt before. 10,000. Ha 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 ha! This is nothing compared to the legendary teeth and claws of Fin Fang Foom. Not for nothing. If our final act is to challenge Fin Fang Foom, it will be an honorable final act. Then let us hope we are not too late. And the hunt for Fin Fang Foom continues. Maklu 4 does not care. Ha ha ha! Not today, Kakaranthara! None who are worthy of our concern. Maklu 4, Peter Quill. We must be fair to the other Maklus. That is a terrible plan. I will miss your terrible speeches, Peter Quill, when Fin Fang Foom devours us all. We require no further team building. We are the perfect team. I am in love with you as well, Peter Quill. He will be more resilient than a boulder, Peter Quill. Fin Fang Foom is a legendary beast. Legendary beasts do not claw from behind. Most likely, every littered corpse is a sign we are drawing closer. Seems complicated. Cowardly. I want full credit for the kill. Indeed. Sotraju tukluk! Well played, Kakaranthara! They say that Fin Fang Foom uses the planet's treacherous surface to test would-be adversaries. What about your magical ice weapon, Peter Quill? Yes, it smells putrid. More death gas. Undoubtedly. This one is unclaimed. No doubt it belonged to one of these corpses. I have appropriated it for our own use, to herald our bravery this day. It shall mark our ultimate conquest, or our glorious defeat. And it shall mark our penultimate conquest. Yes, we grow ever closer to our great destiny. We are not nothing. I believe that repulsive tentacle orb is her head. The sky is particularly fiery this day. Fin Fang Foom is ready for us. And to think that these asteroids bounce off Fin Fang Foom like mere pebbles. Fin Fang Foom can smell fear, Peter Quill. We should not be turning back all the time. They say even the greatest hunters have moments of doubt, a sudden desire to stray from the righteous path of glory. Do you see something back there, Peter Quill? Thank you for informing us, Peter Quill. I would have been worried. Allegedly. Indeed. Almost. Fortune smiles upon us this day, my friends. Ridiculous. This is not some Terran tale of fairies. He is a great reptilian beast, gifted with flight and a rage so hot he breathes fire. They say Fin Fang Foom is a foe unlike any one could imagine. Sounds like Maklu 4. Your senses must be finely tuned. I smell nothing, though we are clearly still being stalked by the snow beasts. You would see it coming because you are low to the ground. Sotra Jutukluk, Pelnako Magath, Soltath, Flandergath. This whole planet is the Dragon Lord's domain. Everything leads to him. Legends say it is visible from space. The legends do not specify distance. They say the debris field surrounding Maklu 4 is actually the scattered carcass of Maklu 3. Fin Fang Foom's arrival caused it such profound fear that it crumbled in his presence. I have no need for a loincloth. If I require additional garments, I will skin a beast. It is said that Fin Fang Foom is helpless before the friendship of 5 brave warriors. They say the great beast has one weakness. Ha! Of course it is us of whom I speak! Certainly not. It is a band of Sakaran hunters. Impossible. If Fin Fang Foom had visited your planet, there would be no planet left to speak of. No amount of lances could have bested Foom. Naturally, Catathian anatomy is built for combat, down to the cellular level. My blood thickens in anticipation of our great combat. I meant capture. That is what I said. These snow beasts have whet my appetite. I am eager to slay the great Fin Fang Foom. Or perhaps the endless magma ocean of Corborus 6. It is possible they are ley lines, which may lead us directly to Fin Fang Foom. Monoliths. The Catathians have adapted to survive long and harsh winters. No, our summers are quite mild and pleasant. With all these exceptional beasts, it is a wonder Lady Hellbender does not move her home here. Or you have lice again. Fin Fang Foom hunts on multiple worlds. That is what I meant. His final moments before captivity. Prepare yourself, Fin Fang Foom. You face your final moments. The Golden One is formidable. That is not an effective means of torture. Or perhaps had we arrived sooner, we would have been able to save them. The trees are indeed twisted. Well observed. I never truly believed this day would come. Indeed, my search for Thanos was all-consuming, and I forewent this honor. How the day that I would prove myself against Fin Fang Foom. When Katath fell, many of my brethren sought to redeem themselves by slaying the great beast. Nonsense. I have never heard this story. He will not. He will nail them to his sacred skull throne. Made of skulls. No, it is a throne. Our skulls if we die well. If we fall this day, know that it is said Fin Fang Foom takes special care of the skulls of those he deems worthy. A beast of that size must have an abundance of excess skin, and emotionally much younger. The rodent is mentally much older than any of us. Perhaps I would like a rugged Foom skin cap. Nothing too ornamental. Well, then we will have been bested, and must hope that in some other timeline we will have fared better. Legends say that Fin Fang Foom can will himself from one dimension to another, should he choose to do so. Unlikely. I imagined Foom would sense our arrival and rush to face us. I am disappointed. That is not true. No! I invented an imaginary book with an exceptionally verbose title in order to create levity. Thank you. Or perhaps a copy of Fighting Fin Fang Foom Volume 3, Dragon-Slaying Techniques and Strategies. Fortunately for us, we travel with the nastiest of all surprises, despite its harmless appearance. And even if we do end up stranded, we shall live like kings off the meat of Fin Fang Foom. I just heard it. In that case, no. The Milano is still intact. Maklu 4 is said to have a frozen core. Below the surface is layers upon layers of more ice. Veer! These peaks are treacherous, Peter Quill! Veer! Veer! I am not! I am embracing death! Some of us will surely die. Glorious! If we are destined to crash, try at least to crash into Fin Fang Foom! Take that, Kakarantara! Well struck, Peter Quill! They say that the rings of Maklu 4 perpetually rain fire down upon the godless abominations that dwell below. It is. Many of my people braved this same treacherous pilgrimage before me, never to return. Well, certainly if they could hear— Shh! Look at those fools. Our deception is working. Yes! Lady Hellbender has arrived! Morgoth's breath. Fear me! Cowards! Yeah! Yeah! Let us finish what we have started! I do not trust them. If there is an alternative plan, now may be the time to execute it. Down. We should return to the ship. Peter Quill. I found this. Peter Quill, we cannot return the way we came. I do not think our fine will be paid today. I prefer the rodent's plan. We risk losing our strategic advantage. We should seize the element of surprise. Dishonorable. It was an execution. Let us deal with these rabble. Are we certain Peter Quill's former lover is not aboard her vessel? It is unsettling. That is a precarious system. It is an improvement over her previous company. Now we have added vandalism to our list of offenses. I will not add theft to our list of charges. This machine appears to be inoperable. Perhaps we simply need to wait our turn. Now we have damaged Novacore property. We are discussing breaking into a Novacore facility. That is precisely when one would break in. And why did you not simply say so? That is no more clear. Ask them what happened to the Novacore officers. In my experience, Novacore do not permit visitations. Is Peter Quill implying he bathed with the Novacore Centurion? Did you once serve with the Novacore, Peter Quill? The rodent is most qualified to speak on tales. What is the punchline? It is conspicuously silent. I objected to our unlawful entry. I have not forgotten. That would form an extremely long queue. Indeed, and I served my time. We should not be aiding and abetting a criminal. That seems improbable. There is indeed someone else here. I did not. It is a thing. Your sympathies are redundant. To wear armor is to expect failure. It is better to simply not be hit. A true warrior requires no armor. Ha! That is an intriguing suggestion. During your time serving the Chitauri, I am experiencing a mild itching sensation. Except you. You do not. Fate is immovable. It cannot be tempted. Not without purchase. Perhaps you should negotiate with the rodent. Perhaps the assassin can dart through while the door is open. Metal cannot be smart. Peter Quill, perhaps the mechanism can be frozen, as you did on Seknarf 9. Are you unwell, Peter Quill? It is more likely that the door would repeatedly crush your tiny bones. Sorcery. This will not reflect well on our fine. Current time is irrelevant. Ah, that is much more informative. You seem unnerved, Peter Quill. I will not stand here and wait to die. This is for not allowing us to pay our fine! They are no longer Novacore. It is a sorcerer. Behold the magic flowing to the altar. You cannot see listening. This is not productive to our egress from this station. Perhaps they were not acting of their own free will. It did seem an overwhelming defeat. You were referring to your former lover and the child. Peter Quill is capable of basic arithmetic. I sense something ahead. We should keep our voices down. I think we should be quiet. I also sense it. There is something in the air. There is trouble afoot. Always. R73-4PL. I do not understand why we are dawdling. Let us continue our journey. We should continue moving forward. We must face the dangers ahead. A warrior does not hesitate, Peter Quill. The machine is inoperable, and I am not in the habit of lending units. We have been talking extensively. Perhaps a deadly assassin infiltrated the facility. I was not. One has nothing to do with the other. It is not uninhabited. It is inhabited by robots. Corpses cannot hear. It is Novacore's duty to protect life, not to destroy it. I do not see what this has to do with bread. No, I have given my answer. How did the all-knowing world mind not foresee this event? We are here only to pay our fine. I am announcing our lawful intentions. We trespassed only once, discovering the entry abandoned. Perhaps this is a test, to see if we will respect the bureaucratic process. You are both misusing the word park. The galaxy would devolve into lawlessness. Your suspicion of law enforcement is itself suspicious. We would be heavily fined for illegally removing their device. I do not care to think of how many monsters we will need to sell to pay off this fine. I would not. It is factually accurate. In my experience, meetings involve an inordinate amount of people and take longer than is necessary. Perhaps they are in a meeting. It was not haunted. Perhaps this incited a panic and they evacuated. Perhaps the sentient space computer summoned all Novacore back to Xandar. That is not possible. There are no signs of a struggle. I have heard many death rattles. They do not sound like that. This room is austerely presented. It must be a great honor to become a Centurion. We have a similar custom among the Catathian Honor Guard. We are meant to be clearing our fine, not adding to it. That is not what I said. You are conflating my meaning. I formally declare my objection to trespassing in a Nova Corps facility. Certainly not. The Honor Guard are not permitted families, nor weaknesses that could be exploited. We should find the Warlock. If he truly lies beyond that magical barrier, we must focus our attention there. The World Mine is a powerful magician. Peter Quill, do not make me carry you. Correct. Blam! You have failed your safety inspection. That seems needlessly treacherous. We are safety inspectors. Present your documents and we will judge their accuracy. I would have remained with the ghosts of my family, had you not. A pleasant dream. Until it is not. Like Kamaria, Peter Quill possesses the magical weapons. We have definitely provoked them. There, the Warlock. What is Christmas? Are you in danger? More combatants, Peter Quill. Will you attempt to reason with them as well? Ha! Send all of your infernal machines! You cannot intimidate us! Yes, it did! Neither will we. Ha 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 ha, yes! The Church abducted the Golden God. We intend to free him. I will skin you! I will make you pay! Child! Listen to me, child! Release the girl! Unbind me so that I may rip off your head! I know the lies he feeds you. You must resist! You will not get away with this, fiend! You are being lied to, child! It is done! To arms! The enemy approaches! Noted. I should not expose my strategies for his perfect skin. How can we be certain they have not found a way to convert the Warlock? A wealth of luxurious oils and sweetly perfumed lotions. He would be confused, as I was. Had the insect witch not intervened, I would have snapped all of your necks, starting with the rodent, because he wields the most firepower. Why do we remain in this treacherous death tunnel? The celestial Madonna sends her greetings. Peter Quill's mind works in unfathomable ways. I do not believe these people are janitors. And we will dodge it! Seek cover, Peter Quill! Your feeble body cannot overpower such tremendous gusts! These people fight without fear. They have fully embraced the promise. We have multiple dog report items to discuss, although we will not be signing autographs at the moment. It is simply Drax. Lady Hellbender, we regret the death of so many great beasts, but we honor their sacrifice. Twice. We must save the entire galaxy more often. Acknowledge my velocity! I do not know this phrase, and we beat them mercilessly. I would like to leave this enclosure. I cannot see the battle. And Fin Fang Foom. We bested him in his own lair. He will forever recognize us as his superiors. That is true. It was a noble death. Her armor alone must weigh 6 quills. So I have been overruled. The voters have decided. I have been overruled. Yes. If we survive this, we should invite Lady Hellbender to join the team. A fair vote. I will concede. Peter Quill, Groot, your votes. You, Scutholes, come and die! How can you be sure they are mothers? You like holes. Yes! Peter Quill, I fear I will not be able to harm your child if she is lost. No. Excellent work, little fuzzy. Fortune favors us. We were not sucked into the lethal void. Impressive. Come and test your mettle. They are large hands. Strong hands. Perhaps Lady Hellbender will join us in our final battle against the Magus. No! We will be there, Terminators! A correction. I will see Ultath. The rest of you will see whatever heathen paradises you believe in. We have found purpose. We will not die here. But if we do, we will see Ultath. But I will ask if there is room for you in mine. Well played, Lady Hellbender! That is certainly an exaggeration. And kept us together. We should have died many times. Perhaps we have become immortal, or favored by a divine power. I cannot personally vouch for your buoyancy, but it is true that your reckless, foolish persistence is inspiring. We will not surrender. I did not receive a badge. We will stomp on his toes. She was building her legacy, but we are fortunate to have her now. Everyone, stand back! We are moving. He cannot succeed alone, and neither can we. You mean it blows? There is no need. We conquered the unconquerable Foom. We have rendered ourselves invincible. Someone should stomp on these flagrons before they can do such damage. Agreed. He must not have accepted the promise. They fight for their queen. We will not be slowed. It is unwise to insult your brothers in battle. That is true. Any one of you could stand alongside the greatest of my people in battle. You would likely die first, but you would be remembered for your efforts. What if Raker and his forces are perceived as martyrs? No. Soon Lady Hellbender will dismantle this vessel piece by burning piece. We are not consuming Peter Quill's daughter. It is a shame Lady Hellbender did not send some of her guards with us. Defy it, furry one! This wind shall not break our determination! How would you restrain one as powerful as the Warlock? Now that we have conquered Foom, there are other great beasts worthy of our hunt. Ah, a strong name for a terrible monster. The legendary Goom. There must be one where I did not accept it. I have accepted my failure. I will not repeat it. She is the monster queen. They are compelled to obey. A Catathian battle rage will drive us forward with renewed vigor. Come! Bring us a real challenge! You are boring the Guardians of the Galaxy! It seems a good time to shed our garb for the battle ahead. Her legends will say otherwise! This feels like the wrath of Lady Hellbender! I would love to see the terror on our enemies' faces as Fin Fang Foom swoops in to devour them. Nonsense. We were smiling the entire time. Beasts are often attracted to bright natural colors, such as our green skin. I would miss Cammy. That will make an interesting verse for the song. This is a legendary moment. Rhapsodists will sing of this generations from now. When the Guardians of the Galaxy and Lady Hellbender... Never! She respects our might, as does Fin Fang Foom. No. Thanks to all of you, I have seen through Magus's lies and no longer feel the weight of the promise. This place brings back troubling memories. Disturbing. The tree has no nose. The rodent made decisions in your sleep. Honor my death! We cannot outrun the beast, Peter Quill! Peter Quill! Peter Quill! Peter Quill is dilly-dallying in the rain. You are looking for trouble, assassin. For sport. This husk should be easier to climb than the muddy terrain. It is the hollowed husk of a bygone time, when the turmoil of war raged stronger than the storms of this world. Shall I rip it apart, then? Turned around, or cowering in fear from Lady Hellbender? They are all alien. That is not how Terrans reproduce. Interesting. We are clearly not wanted on this planet. What are you firing at, Peter Quill? I suggest smashing this electronic device until it... Shall I continue ripping it apart? If it were combustible, the rodent would have shot it by now. And if we want an audience with her, we will have to start showing some respect. An accurate description. We all know which harlot spawn it refers to. Are you frightened of monsters, Peter Quill? Her name is Lady Hellbender. I forgot about the blue harlot spawn. Are you dead, Peter Quill, or merely severely wounded? I would be wary, rodent. No doubt by this one and her Chitauri friends. We should have gone to Makla 4. This is further proof that we are not welcome here. What does your magical mask reveal? These words could describe the mighty storms of Katath as well. Peter Quill, I have found the way forward. No. Very well. I am not familiar with these words. We do not have time to dawdle in this jungle. I shall hurl the creature over the chasm so he may activate the bridge. Order the beast to do its job. How will we cross? Very well! Ask the Chitauri. They say that Lady Hellbender's call echoes throughout the planet. The harlot has direct knowledge of Seknarfian forestry. We are outside Lady Hellbender's sanctuary. The creatures here are not her pets, but food. This is Seknarf 9. All paths must lead to Lady Hellbender's fortress. I am not. I am merely concerned for the rest of you. Death. By monsters. The bottom way is death. There are beasts in the jungle. And a queen. Agreed. We must face Lady Hellbender's rage head-on! Of being direct, you child of subterfuge! Lady Hellbender scoffs upon duplicity and dishonor. Your reputation is why she tests us. Perhaps some of us. I would not expect a Chitauri traitor to understand the underlying value. Lady Hellbender is not just a person. She is a queen. Blow your worst, monstrous queen! What? It is no storm. It is her monstrous breath. I, for one, embrace your challenge, Lady Hellbender. That is not a castle. It is an impregnable fortress. Seknarf 9 is her ancestral home, a concept you are clearly unfamiliar with, Abomination. It matters to Lady Hellbender, and yet you cower from Lady Hellbender's majestic rage. There is nothing nothing to figure out. As beast merchants, we will easily gain access to Lady Hellbender. How are we to convince a beast collector to purchase a tree? You are welcome, Feeble One. Stop complaining. The hardship will strengthen your spirit. Underwhelming. The rodent has menacing fangs. We shall focus on them. Perhaps he forgot something. Are you disoriented, Peter Quill? I support you, Peter Quill. If he is so determined to explore, perhaps we should support him. You ask too much of our leader. You know he cannot multitask. Do not turn back now, Peter Quill. Lady Hellbender is angry this day. The game continues, Lady Hellbender. Many times. Ah! I was born for this. I have yearned for this battle. You were not ready for the monsters beyond these vines. Oh, do not even think of pushing me, assassin. Just go. Only if you admit that every one of my Lady Hellbender stories is true. Only one of you is the merchandise. Fear. Lady Hellbender could no doubt accomplish such a feat. Carried. By whom? For what purpose? There was nothing in the pamphlet about statues. Why are we so sure this is the way? Enough of these inferior creatures. I yearn for monsters. Run! Yes, I can smell her in the air. 12 ships, or 1 Chitauri infiltrator. Perhaps we could fashion a catapult. The ground has the musky smell of afternoon. Because you are terrified of Lady Hellbender. Shall I throw the rodent at... He would still have 3. It would be easier to throw the rodent. What? Like Tarzan, the legendary Terran warrior you spoke of on Contraxia as we were. They say that Lady Hellbender feels it every time you cut a piece of her jungle. A monster! Do not die here, Peter Quill. It would be unheroic. I may have angered them. We're in the business of selling monsters, Peter Quill, not statues. There's no shame in being afraid of Lady Hellbender, Peter Quill. If you prefer, I shall do the negotiating. Lady Hellbender could cross this jungle in 7 strides. More or less questionable than your flying skills, Peter Quill. I have a reputable source. She possesses flying creatures. Or she would have flown over the mountains. I have not heard that one. That is preposterous. I have merely followed our leader's directions. I am giving credit where credit is due. One thing is clear. We would never have accomplished this task without the assassin. And she has not yet tried to kill us. When will the wing collapse so that we may exit this vexatious pit? I do not. They would have taken our beast. Perhaps we were cursed on one of our previous jobs. I am eager to behold the Monster Queen. It was moderately amusing. You have counted them. That is bizarre. We are not committed to safety. Yes. A monster! That is most eloquent, Peter Quill. I will smell like butt with you. We do smell exceptionally foul. Certainly, Peter Quill. I will try. Why? It does not stay. Stars are made of hydrogen, not gold. That would be a planetoid. I shall extract the cannon. Letting a measly Chitauri installation stop our progress is unprofessional. This time I insist we hurl the foul beast. I could throw. Ridiculous. You are holding us back to spare the beast's feelings. When has he done the same for us? This be a lesson to you, rodent. To what end? Indeed. And what then? Would you allow me to launch you over the cliff? You frowned upon launching the rodent. Ask the assassin. Only if you allow me to throw you like I threw the rodent. What purpose does it serve over here? Ha! It is not getting bigger. We are getting closer. There it is. Lady Hellbender's fortress. I am clenching every orifice right now. Behold Lady Hellbender's wrath. Even the Chitauri feared her. She is right. Your shooting is terrible. Then why is your target not falling? You try holding it for a while longer. Again it defies us. I have been bested, Peter Quill. Why will you not yield? Impossible. It will not stay in place. They say that her musculature is flawless. She is much more than that. She fits many of the Catathian ideals. Perhaps your magical mask can relieve us of this senseless searching, Peter Quill. I see. Fortress. Very well. Why does it not attack? Perhaps it is dead. Waiting for you so that we can scale this contraption. Easy is rarely worth the effort. Cowardly beast! Finish the battle! If you are feeling impatient, I could always throw you at it. Why are you whispering? Yes, monster food. Perhaps it is food. Release the beast. Let me dispose of it. Why would Lady Hellbender cage this creature? Perhaps. There is little room to maneuver if something should attack. Impossible. It is too far from the ground. 0.6 clicks. 0.5 clicks. 0.1 clicks. 0.2 clicks. Now, there is only one way to know for sure. We are 60 clicks from the fortress. 0.3 clicks. 0.4 clicks. Impressive, Peter Quill. Then it is settled. Let us scale this down contraption. It is not. Just like the mighty Lady Hellbender, I am exceptionally muscular. I am relieved, Peter Quill. You did not harm yourself in your reckless dilly-dallying. It can. I do not think the Nova Killer will allow me to throw her up there, visiting the grave of your enemies. Are you relishing this moment, assassin? I hope she is beautiful. It is neither a baby nor a ticket. It is a reactor. As you wish. Lady Hellbender, but your speculation is also conceivable. I was going to explain that she would have thrown the woodland creature without hesitation. Peter Quill, we are not alone here. What next, Peter Quill? Cease your stalling, Peter Quill. The fortress is this way. You waste our time by lollygagging. Probably checking our rear. Yes! That is why I can easily carry this great weight. Easily. This unit is tremendously heavy. I thought our objective was to climb the ship. That is what Peter Quill is doing. Send the abomination. It enjoys scrounging through refuse. That is disturbingly fragrant. After you. It is said that Lady Hellbender stands 50 heads tall. Yes, their heads are ridiculous. Yes, Peter Quill. Onward to the palace of the great giantess. Is climbing not your area of expertise, assassin? Very well. I am not fatigued, Peter Quill. More! Come to me, beast! Ha 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 ha! Or sorcery. Or sorcery. Sorcery. The sword will not work, woman. Find us a rope. Peter Quill, use your weapons of sorcery. Perhaps it would help. Are you in need of assistance, Peter Quill? Did he perish? We could take turns extolling the virtues of the Monster Queen. We could enumerate all the ways in which our plan is likely to fail. Obviously, you are making the right choice. What? Peter Quill. You're being dramatic, rodent. The bridge ends at the fortress, therefore it is not infinite. This is an affront to democracy. You are being stubborn. Clearly the rodent is the one that Peter Quill, there's still time to reconsider. The tree creature is not very monstrous. I hope Lady Hellbender is as gullible as you expect she is. We agree for once. I too would prefer Peter Quill's incompetence to the rodent's lies. There wouldn't be so many gaps to cross if the bridges were extended. Damaged reactor will make a poor weapon against that creature. Back to its broodmother, Lady Hellbender. The fortress is this way, Peter Quill. Yes, I require a bridge. They are completely identical, except these appear to be healthy and uneaten. Huh? It resists my glorious... Succumb to me, fiendish machine! I cannot hold it forever! It is more stubborn than expected. If Lady Hellbender's winds have not torn that reactor free by now, my strength will accomplish nothing. I do not see what explosives have to do with our current position. I do not concern myself with what the Chitauri scum called one another. Well, then there should be no problem. It was an efficient solution. Our leader agreed. You are overreacting. I did not throw you. Clint Greasewood. It will not be the first time. Behold! Lady Hellbender's domain! In all its glory! This jungle is majestic. That is precisely why it is majestic. You stole them. She is not a nut of any kind. She is a conqueror. They are made of rock. Such as. They are versatile. I used to believe that the rodent had the most impressive firearm in our group. I have changed my mind. Why? You may shelter yourself behind my buttocks. In your case, that is doubtful. On Katath, my daughter Camaria and I would fly great kites in ferocious winds much like these. And it is made of salted water. You mean that we are standing in a latrine? The mud in this area smells queer. In many ways, this planet reminds me of my home world. And conquered it. Katath is not a place for the weak. Her punishing weather and lethal predators force every Katathian to fight for survival. Their garments would be full of holes, shredded by the beasts that they hunt. They would adorn themselves with the fangs and teeth of their prey. Katathians do not play! It is an estimate. Who is this Grellix? Why does this matter? For the record, I killed 4,675 Chitauri during the war. If we put our monster in it, will he shrink as well? Seknarf has mythical significance. It is the home of a queen. I was deep in the jungle of an impossibly hostile planet. At the end of a bridge, I found this small, hairy, weasel-shaped abomination. I was not going to say that. Naturally! Hostile surroundings breed hardened warriors. Ah, the brisk air is charged with life. It is truly invigorating. It is doing nothing. It has clearly crashed. On that alone, we are agreed. My stomach would bellow like a wild beast, but I am not hungry. Hear what? Agreed. I bruised it as well. Lady Hellbender's anger dwindles in the face of our resolve. Perhaps it is magic. I nearly lost her when the kite lashed out, but she was a fierce girl. She skillfully dodged its stinger. The great Catathian kite is an apex predator. This planet is no place for carrion. Let the winds invigorate you! They remind me of a fine Catathian gale! We must proceed in the direction of Lady Hellbender's fortress! It is said that she... Do not be so sure. They say Lady Hellbender has eyes everywhere. The traversal proves our worthiness to consort with Lady Hellbender. It would have had we not foolishly chosen to sell the tree. What is 2 plus 4? What is 55,787,880 divided by 9,512? What is 4 plus 2? It is not... Ha! I get it! I am eager to experience Lady Hellbender's legendary menagerie. What are you doing, wench? Why are you touching me? Are you frightened, rodent? Perhaps Lady Hellbender repelled an invading swarm, and it was among the spoils. Ridiculous. They would only hunt during the most violent storms. It was a tremendous accomplishment to snare one from below. Lady Hellbender is an astute buyer. Either she will want what we are selling, or she will not. You belittle the Seknarfians, knowing nothing of their ways. The Kree woman seemed professional and disciplined. I do not see how she could copulate with Peter Quill. No doubt she shot them down. It was not pertinent to our task. The winds have calmed. Attempting to fly kites without a storm would be pointless. Patience is a virtue of the hunter. Catathians do not chase our prey. We lure them and await the perfect moment to strike. Where did you learn this clairvoyance, assassin? Perhaps she is immortal. She would be a formidable adversary indeed. Did Thanos teach you this? Those of us who took part are not eager to relive its memories. Seknarf 9 is a sanctuary. They say that if you leave behind a single piece of refuse, Lady Hellbender will personally return it to you in a most unpleasant way. Perhaps the storm will have abated. And beware the spined protrusions! A true monster! No! My epithelial layer is intact. I see a bright light. Lady Hellbender, let us settle this honorably. I will face you in combat. I am not familiar with that installation. It has been considerably less than smooth. I would give a wide berth, Peter Quill. I am adding to your debt for every extra minute this takes. Freeze the lethal gas vents, Peter Quill! It is not much weight to pull. A Gilleran skull is priceless. I made no such commitment. Agreed! My arms are growing moderately fatigued. I believe those are monster mating calls. The murderous eye has returned. You do not get credit for salvaging your own blunder. He said you were unworthy of being food. I have been called worse. Gratitude is not my current sentiment. He is only capable of speaking for himself. With all my might! We have arrived at the Monster Queen's fortress. Dead is quiet, Peter Quill. You were flirting with a Seknarfian beast handler. They are heavily inebriated. I require a target, Peter Quill. Perhaps the tree has been bewitched. This will not be an honorable death. What plan? This creature is grotesque. Easily. But what do you want me to do with it? Stand back. I will breach the perimeter. It is too thick. I did not do anything. Peter Quill. It has grown quiet. At once. He did not wait. Peter Quill, how much did you and the beast handler imbibe? Your balance is seriously impaired. Nonsense. Her mood is measured by the intensity of the storms outside. Do what? That is the wrong elevator. Your voice does not convey certainty. Those were the same options. It is a measurement of my growing frustration. My gift is not for sale. The house pest still owes us 12,000 units. Leap our way across the chasm. No, she said trap. I shall reduce it to rubble. Of course, but you did not ask. Uvat was the most proficient killer in our village. Her affections were sought after more than most. Catathians do not date. We perform feats of virility and are judged worthy, or not. My gift is not for sale. I will not use my sexual magnetism deceptively. Traumatized him. That does not seem perfect. Allow me! Have you discovered something, Peter Quill? Allow me! The plan with the insect. Peter Quill is our leader. The burden of your possible death falls on his shoulders. I will construct festive headwear worthy of this celebration. The tree is no killer. We should be selling the angry rodent. Lady Hellbender will be displeased. I would show more caution, Peter Quill. If Lady Hellbender realizes our deceit, her vengeance will be swift. The rodent has tiny, padded feet. It is my spirit animal. Strong, yet beautiful. Fight, cowards! Good, Hellbeast! Let them hear your bestial howls! We have a fleet. Then why must we suffer aboard such a small ship? Peter Quill expects you to use your insect device. Louder, so that it echoes through this entire structure! It is appropriately impressive for a warrior of Lady Hellbender's stature. Ha! Not yours. A Galeran skull. That is truly a priceless trophy, behold! We are down here. Our monsters are real monsters. Do not get us killed with your recklessness, rodent. It is not too late to add one more to that spree. The Monster Queen has a monster army. Why did we not simply dock here and avoid the planet's inhospitable surface? I have never seen a Warthos tamed, but I have seen one trample a man to pulp. Lady Hellbender is no fool. Money that we can no longer collect! Act now, or we will all perish! It is an accurate moniker. The little beast has a hellish demeanor. It is a hell beast, the namesake of your mistress. You would be wise to reconsider. It is a tree. Agreed. Peter Quill's negotiation skills are terrible. It is a hell beast. For the cage, Peter Quill. I believe she is flirting with me. I do not. It is a full-grown hell beast. That amount would also be acceptable. Unlikely. Peter Quill, show her the creature. 12,000 is not nearly it. You are much smaller than I expected. You would make an acceptable opponent. 9,537. The creature is not monstrous like the creepy little beast. It is for the best. Your negotiation skills are terrible. The amount I demanded was not a mistake. The tree will serve you well, Lady Hellbender. 12,000 units would be sufficient. Well, the creature is a capable warrior, is loyal, and he possesses regenerative qualities. Show her what? But it is a capable warrior, and it possesses regenerative qualities. Also, it is the last of its species. 20,000 units is sufficient compensation. Lady Hellbender, I can see by the size of your weapon that you must be a skillful warrior. Name your terms, then. 20,000 units. You should have said that. I have other commitments. Where are these sour grapes? This talk of nuts and grapes has renewed my appetite. I remember no such time. In that case, I think you should ask someone else. It is not magic. Is killing permitted now, Peter Quill? She was clearly referring to you, am I correct? I was expecting more creatures than this. Nor did I. The tree was an inferior choice. The rodent is more irritable than usual. This was not how I envisioned my first encounter with Lady Hellbender. Do not attempt to flatter me, rodent. Your recklessness has shamed us all. It is more likely that Lady Hellbender would feed us to one of her monsters. Why are you two whispering? This is the inner domain of her domain. Mind your disrespectful tongue. We are in her domain now. It is unknown if we will even be able to access its contents. That does seem negative. Your tone conveys negativity. Ridiculous! I am fine. It is shameful that Lady Hellbender's minions are so easily inebriated. The unibrow is a sign of great fertility. It is more plausible that the tracker was discovered and has been destroyed. My heart is only a small component of my anatomy. Do not die in that hole, rodent. We will be unable to retrieve your corpse. Breathing is an autonomic function. You presume too much trust, assassin. At least these beasts seem well cared for. There are several stairs. Indeed. The Sychnarfian night air is refreshing. Perhaps Lady Hellbender operates the elevator with her mind. We watched her bewitch a Taratara. Perhaps this is among her powers. Your weak frame would make you an ideal sacrificial offering. Do not fear, Peter Quill. I will not allow any harm to befall you if it is reasonably within my means to prevent. Her body temperature is not the issue. Prefer these halls when they are not cluttered by drunken louts. Such lack of work ethic. It is markedly better. What is your maximum altitude? It is intended to inspire fear in her adversaries. That is my intention. I am clearly squeezing, not hanging. The ego does not require storage. It is immaterial. Peter Quill, are you certain it is not best that we simply cut their throats while they sleep? You're not as rare as I would have expected for Lady Hellbender's collection. I am familiar with some of these creatures. That is the smell. Ravagers are dishonorable killers and thieves. This is not a theft. It is a rescue. Lady Hellbender would not sully her collection with duplicates. You do not appear familiar with the concept of prison. I am not familiar with this concept. How was the tree able to open its prison cell? It is clearly water. Are we certain there is in fact an elevator? Perhaps he is asleep. I have two, and they are sufficient for this task. Is it possible the rodent would leave without us after freeing the tree? This is taking an inordinate amount of time. I said we were not. We were not hunting an illegal creature in illegal space. Illegally. That is no way to talk about your daughter. Embrace the panic, Peter Quill. It is the essence of fatherhood. I can confirm that parents often leave things to their spawn. Peter Quill is her father. It is his duty to pry into her personal life. Indeed. His panicked scampering is what caused the final break. Yay. To think, all of this could have been avoided had the rodent not broken the glass. I am capable of evolving. You should try it sometime. No, but it reeks of violence. Mystery makes me hungry. We should call the dog immediately. When in doubt, follow the stench of death. Protect her daughter, Peter Quill. Copulating with you was a capital offense under the Kree purity laws. She was being literal. The Kree are extremely strict about their bloodlines. She was being literal. Is the girl's date of birth on those documents? Does it match with the typical Kree gestation period? Well played, Peter Quill. Obvious signs of a struggle, Peter Quill. There was a struggle here. I am reacting in my own way. Corell and Nikki would be hanging from a wall. From a legal perspective, copulating with you is extremely objectionable. Appealing. We must tell the dog about the priest. Were there always strange writings on the wall? Feels empty. I am surprised. The Kree Council is very strict on approved forms of entertainment. I categorically refuse. Have you tried turning it off and on? Dog report item! We are under attack! Those firearms are becoming quite formidable. Hold on to it, Peter Quill! This cannot be the correct... The gravity was not restored. I do not believe I could move this equipment. The beast says to find a power conduit. Peter Quill, you must find a power conduit. Perhaps Lady Hellbender sent a worthy beast to devour us. It may be a key piece of information in our investigation. It is said the Monster Queen has eyes across the galaxy. What of the dog's investigation? I think you underestimate the dog's sorcery. I agree, the dog's investigation is our priority. No, it was a pointed criticism. Dog report item. Something caused Nova Corps to abandon their ship. That is the weakest of the digits. I was only stating that Nova's position of not trusting you was accurate. They had good reason not to trust you at the time. You have since proved yourself a worthy ally. I do not know. What do you hope to find here, Peter Quill? You are fond of this girl. We should continue our investigation for the dog. Of course, if you believe it will lead to a clue. Peter Quill, you are supposed to be looking for something. We are still floating, so no. Dog report item. Belligerents are using similar weapons. Indeed, there was a desperate attempt at a last defensive position. Now you are just being spiteful. I doubt Peter Quill could inspire this level of mutiny. Our evidence is circumstantial. We must continue our investigation. Try not to injure yourself, Peter Quill. Do you think getting electrocuted will help this situation? I have begun to enjoy this weightlessness. It feels like when Hovat and I fell in love. You must make a decision, Peter Quill. Yes. The air is thinner. We were shoved naked from a cliff in a Catathian mating ritual. Impressive, Peter Quill. to distinguish information of interest to our investigation. Not covert enough. It must be something said in everyday conversation. We should also standardize our use of the term dog report item. You seem relieved. Did you know this maintenance worker, Peter Quill? Yes. This ship is not stable. What was it? The time between rumbles is consistent, as did the Churchman Grand Unifier Raker, and then his ship exploded. Dog report item. Power outage in several sections of the ship. We should be prepared in case the beast tries to destroy this machinery. Ah! No. Your experience fighting Centurions will be necessary here, woman. It was adorable. Peter Quill, we have been in this hangar before. Dog report item. There must be something we have not found. Dog report item. Another blast. Is there no way to stop it? Madness. Perhaps the nearby machinery can help. Yes, his red robes are burned into my memory. Your magical weapons, Peter Quill. They have helped us in the past. We should hurry. More zealots could arrive at any moment. It grumbles more incessantly than a Catathian without breakfast. Dog report item. The rumbling continues. It is a discouraging thought indeed. Dog report item. Dog report item. The strange device continues to do whatever it is doing. You do need help, Peter Quill, but not from me. The hole we saw should be on the other side of these moving batteries. We are compiling an extensive dog report. Impressive work, Peter Quill. I just hope it does not cause an explosion. That seemed like a wasted effort. We were not scavenging for the same thing. The distinction could be important. What kind of deity inhabits the quarantine zone? The dog wants us to find Centurion Corel. I will assume you have a plan. I did not realize you and the girl fell down so far, Peter Quill. And on the ground as well. Because of the giant machine, yes. This is where the Churchman's shuttle exploded. But I assure you, Peter Quill, this is where you and the girl almost fell to your deaths. Ah, I see what you are thinking, Peter Quill. This is the place you broke into. Imbeciles. You've just confessed to crimes, while in custody. I had hoped she'd send a monster, not these two. That was a compliment. Peter Quill is a mostly adequate warrior. Be silent. Did you hear that, Peter Quill? A silver lining. Huh? What kind of sorcery is this? The Nova Corps were killing each other. Peter Quill, these lackluster bounty hunters claim Lady Hellbender hired them to kill us. The word is murdered. Well, then you have failed your mission. Miserably. I know that sound. What magnificent witchcraft is this? I was going to say dizzying. I am not the one laughing. It is obviously an ill omen of our impending deaths. No matter where you hide, little one, I will find you. Who are these gods you speak of? The view is incredible. This is... Are we in space? Her name is Lady Hellbender. Imbeciles. Do something, Peter Quill. I cannot take much more. I thought you were about to say, woof! Contraxia also has one good museum. Their restrooms do provide valuable information. I am with you, Peter Quill. I am surprised the rodent was able to bypass your security systems. Of course, that was a rousing speech. Try 1111. Why not 1111? Because it is a good number, simple and easy to remember. Is it, Peter Quill? It is the creature that devoured our monster. Have you found any useful information, Peter Quill? Perhaps Corel was counting the number of times she had contemplated the sweet release of death. You are stalling, Peter Quill. You should be accessing the Nexus terminal. I have heard of this one. He was a good man. Minuscule. I still do not understand how the Churchman's ship exploded. The Nova Corps is known for their security protocols. AWOL. Then who is running Nova Corps? Perhaps there is a copy of the child's birth certificate hidden among these files. I am confident our answers lie here. Lady Hellbender is not my girlfriend. I suspect you all have lengthy entries. Please do not. There is nothing impressive about having a criminal record, especially a small one. The audio file must be corrupted. We may find pertinent information here. Do you know this Terran, Peter Quill? I failed to see how we would find any useful information here. Make a selection, Peter Quill. That is what your mother said. I am unfamiliar with this Kree. The Kree woman may have recorded a pertinent personal log. We are currently looking for a number, Peter Quill. Peter Quill, the number 1969 is written on this piece of paper I have found. I told you, A piece of paper. I told you he was a monster. That does not seem like you. Dog report item. We have reached the command center, but Peter Quill refuses to access the Nexus. That would explain it. I do not understand. Why is Peter Quill not accessing the Nexus? Liar! Clearly, I am capable of feeling concern while still laughing at you, Peter Quill. I get it! Or magical weapon. What about your magical mask? Or some other form of magic? Did you find a dog report item? In the face of death's infinite mystery, Cantathians are taught to focus on what is tangible. Dog report item. Little one, reveal yourself! We do not intend to kill you! Some need many years to fully comprehend their paternal responsibility. Or perhaps you enjoy contemplating the intoxicating stench of death. Glorious! What if only one is dead? Because Peter Quill is not emotionally equipped to deal with death. Congratulating you on being a father. Yes, but it would involve sacrificing one of us. Stand down, mechanical man! Peter Quill, I do not like the way this robot is looking at me. Perhaps Peter Quill did not sire this child after all. Yes, she should have exhibited at least some foolishness. That Nikki is too smart to be your daughter. Be careful down there, Peter Quill! He does not look taken care of to me. Your aimless wandering off suggests otherwise. The rodent's logic is sound. Are you sure this is the right way, Peter Quill? Dog report item. Our leader appears increasingly disoriented. Or something to eat. Are you sure you have been here before, Peter Quill? Child, stop playing games! These markings suggest otherwise. That means she agrees. And on a personal note, I begin to doubt the capacity of our so-called tech expert to penetrate their mystery. Dog report item. The strange batteries are everywhere on the ship. Are you speaking of Peter Quill? How old is the child? Ha! Congratulations, Peter Quill! You will make a terrible father. Unless the child is dead, in which case, does not matter. Careful, Peter Quill. In my experience, children often booby-trap their toys. His bewildered silence suggests he did not. My reaction to the news of Hovat's insemination was the same. Was Corel ovulating at the time? Clearly. The child is 12, and Quill was with the child's mother 12 years ago. The math is irrefutable. Our leader seems to care, and so we should also pretend to care. It does not strike me as very safe here, Peter Quill. A fascinating thought, Peter Quill. Perhaps you should share it with the assassin. It did seem unlikely. Agreed, either resolve your issues or fight to the death. I do not suck. The tension is palpable. In Cantathian culture, silence is the ultimate form of contrition. It is trying to kill us. Do not joke about such things. I have never understood that expression. I have never understood that one either. Ah! Busted ship! They were furious when we removed their power source. It must be important to their effort here. Indubitably. I grow tired of these clamps. Good. We will not be stopped by clamps. You frequently sit in the captain's seat. Then you will have one. These doors are sealed tight. Ah, you wish for me to throw you? I will tear them from their sockets. Step aside. He is teasing you, Tree. This is your task. It is time for Peter Quill's mask to guide us with its mysterious power. We must find a way up there and discover why, for the dog report. Obviously. More freaks approach! 1111. The date she copulated with Peter Quill. I should have used the opportunity on Nowhere to eat. This whole situation could have been avoided if we had gone after Fin Fang Foom. We did thrash them rather soundly. Is it something you have attempted before? I shall add it again. I shall add this to my report. I have never understood how so much information can be stored in such a magical way. Precisely. All of it. Servers, computers, technology. Dog report item. Belligerents mentioned unifier. No. What is the appropriate way to console Peter Quill if we confirm that Centurion Corel and the child are dead? He did not require much convincing. No. They belong to her. Hovat and I did not wish to infringe on her autonomy. I am recognizing a vast amount of work completed in a short time. Whoever did this is industrious. You would. My frame would survive. Perhaps Contraxia's gravity is crushing the ship. Perhaps, if you asked nicely. It does seem localized to the one area. Explain your pessimism. The dog mentioned an odd transmission, but I do not hear anything. If not poison, then what is the explanation for Nova's strange behavior? I find it strange that this area is abandoned. It is more like a secret retreat. My daughter had several. She did not know that we knew. Perhaps the Nova Killer knows how to redirect these machines. She has experience. Dog report item. No auditory evidence of transmission. Should we be concerned? Dog report item. Nothing new to report. I am merely keeping an oral history of our discoveries. Visual aids are your domain. World Mind, I demand you reveal yourself to us! I was trying something. It did not work. Dog report item. We are lost. What do your goggles do? It would be a permanent passcode. If it were me, I would tattoo it on my body. Something that then caused his ship to explode? I still do not understand what could lead to all this. Dog report item. The assassin and I agree on something. This ship is a marvel of engineering. Perhaps they are recharging their personal devices. I am no expert in Nova technology. Their electronic tablets and assorted communication gadgetry. I believe our odds of escaping from this area are even. There is no point in wondering what could have been. We must move forward. The rumbling appears to be getting louder. If that were true, you would have solved all the mysteries of the galaxy by now. Tell me, daughter of Thanos, did you ever assassinate any Catathians? Because they were too powerful. Perhaps there is too much interference. How much time would that take? The evidence is mounting in that direction. You are welcome. Dog report item. Something definitely happened here. Your deviousness is not often bested. I am surprised that you were apprehended, Rodent. We have not yet completed the investigation. We should wait. Not true. My legs are covered in a fine down. The energy in this hangar is causing my hair to stand on end. Dog report item. No sign of anyone so far. If I did, it is worth repeating. Ah, yes, I forgot about the giant robot priest. Dog report item. The Nexus appears strangely unguarded. Dog report item. We have encountered a formidable new enemy, but still no sign of the ghosts. Something terrible happened here. Both are undeniable clues. When have you ever been careful? Capable of extreme violence. Dog report item. Massive device siphoning energy from Contraxia. A dog report item. Energy stored in strange cubes. How many possible combinations can a 4-digit passcode have? I see. Dog report item. Missing child appears to have strong creative tendencies. I find them dark and disturbing. I also love them. I am attempting to find common ground with you. Tell me more about this job, Rodent. That is impossible. That description is accurate. The Monster Queen's rage is unending. Dog report item. The future may be terrible. Why not? Perhaps we should try 2222. Dog report item. Ship's underbelly untouched by belligerents. Perhaps we should have interrogated the robot priest. Well, then your plan is untenable. Do you have rope? Ah, an accurate impersonation. I am impressed. Not this time. Our work here is important. We will not fail at our mission. Sometimes the mind can be a retreat. Daughter of Thanos, did you not have a retreat like this when you were a child? I am making mental notes of the investigation. It seems pertinent that a number of escape pods are missing. Dog report item. That is what I am doing. Dog report item. Strange rumbling on ship continues. Good. We agree on something. It is simple. He required professionals. Are you searching for weaknesses to exploit? The small hairy one is insinuating you are bad luck. Peter Quill is insinuating that you, Weasel, could be the cause of our problems. Yes, our investigation cannot continue until we exit this room. You have a problem, daughter of Thanos? I have been thinking. It is customary on Katath to bathe new fathers in a river of blood. That is an obvious lie. Perhaps this all began in the quarantine zone. It is a logical point of origin. This ship and Raker were both there. Thank you. It was either that or reloading. Perhaps it is rebooting. The World Mine is not known for being understanding. Is it possible the World Mine will look unfavorably upon our rummaging here? We may yet escape! Peter Quill, order your offspring to come down from there this instant. No! This is wrong! You are being very cryptic, Rodent. Ridiculous. This ship is exceptionally spacious. Yes, of course, the lethal one. I will not leave Hovat behind again. Why are we not moving? Lift your feet, Peter Quill! Their mistake! The church comes for us! There was Did you hear that? Very well. It has occurred to me that this may be nothing more than a lingering dream. Yes, you could realize your entire perception of reality is false. They demonstrate their lack of fear. It is a proven battle tactic. Catathian warriors often ride into battle completely naked. This promise will raise the dead? It seems like the kind of thing that we would be aware of. Faith is not science. Sorcery. Why are we not helping him? Perhaps he died like your son. The rodent usually translates. Yes, it has been entirely error so far. Peter Quill, are you going to tour the entire ship? What? Yes, a shortcut. Oh! Would all be gone. How can you be certain? Why are we pretending we did not witness what we witnessed in the ceremonial chamber? Yes. They look peaceful. Trust your instincts, little one. You are a silly little thing. Your feelings have nothing to do with your sense of direction. Right. Why? Everything will be fine. They will never reach Katath. Would the Grand Unifier risk poisoning his own people? We are on sacrosanct. No. Yes. I have everything I need. Let them come. We must not harm the girl. Were you not listening? The Grand Unifier said they were once minors. Dog report must be delivered. Perhaps we were never meant to leave this ship. What if we are trapped in our penance? What if we are still inside the dog's mind prison? No. That was for me. I would raise planets for a chance to restore my Camarilla. Or we could go down. Have we considered going up? Perhaps we should go inside before the storm arrives. You were lost. We must return to the ship. There is work to be done. Good. We are not destroying Peter Quill's offspring. Yes. I do not comprehend how that could save Katath. A risky proposal, Tree. It feels strange in here. That is also true. You would not understand. I believe I understand. The words they all spoke in unison. I will not die here either. I have seen worse tombs. I have topics we must discuss. Yes, I too have sensed its fear of the stone. You grant nothing but lies and false promises. Not for anyone. It is us. Well done, child. Combat, format, diplomat. Yes, infuriate him with your carelessly chosen words. Peter Quill! He does not sound very reasonable to me. We have business cards. Phew. Impossible! 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 How? How? Where's the matriarch?